You could, because I'm going to throw them away.
Did you make the announcements?
Not yet. Well, I have, but not like an official test. Okay. But you want a shirt?
I have one ready.
No, but you want to use it for?
No.
Yeah, but they see this.
Oh.
They're meant to see it that way, and people are meant to see it that way.
Okay. So then why not zoom in more here?
Because the lighting and everything gets, if that becomes the main way to do it.
No. I'm saying if this is what they're going to see, then why not zoom more into people?
Is it not?
There's no reason to have all this up here. Yeah, there you go. And then pull it down. Oh, down.
Oh, they're down?
That's up. Yeah. There you go.
This is far down.
Right. Because essentially, if you're standing up, you're going to be standing like around here. There should be minimal headspace.
Makes sense. Okay, I gotta go. Live mic, say hi, Andres. Hello. Oh, that was his manliest voice. Steve got to hear you. Steve's on.
Hi, Steve.
Hi, Steve.
It's Mr. Steve to you. All right. Full house. Look at this. No, the people are coming. Yeah, no, it's raining. It's beginner hour. Unfortunately for them, they're going to miss it because we're going to go right into, make some quick announcements, and then we're going to go right into checking out some products. Cool? All right. Yeah, we're live streaming. We're good. If you're going to be here, when you get a chance, if you could look at the computer for any, for any questions that come in. So thank you guys. From a bunch of people are on the way. Actually, a pretty exciting topic today for the 2 p.m. when the speaker gets here. It's been a wizard forever in the group. I'm sure he didn't get all of his learnings just from the wizards, but I was looking at a conference that's coming up called Proven in Orlando, put on by Jim Cockrum, and Jim was like one of the people that were around when I first started. So I really like this stuff, and he's been very consistent with what he does. And I'm just scrolling through the speakers. He also brings in a lot of speakers that are like in the trenches doing it, but are not like the who's who of names in the industry. So I'm scrolling through, and I'm like, wait a minute. That's Michael. I know this guy, right? So I was like so stoked because I've seen this guy's journey, right? I was like so stoked to see him as a speaker. I reached out. And as always, he was like super open and like sharing and paying it forward. And, you know, I asked him like what area has been like getting most of his attention and like that he's like crushing it on. And go figure, obviously he does Amazon really well. He's done over 2 million in sales. He's done over 2 million in sales. Yeah. Over 2 million in sales with the arbitrage and wholesale method, which we hadn't touched on for quite a long time, right? And
You know, I learned about this group Michael, because he,
which Michael?
the one that is going to present.
Michael Morejon.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh really?
Yeah, because he's in the other group, you know.
That is awesome. What a small world.
And I saw that he was presenting.
Yeah.
I was looking for people in Miami. So I thought, oh, if this guy is in Miami, let me send a text message. And I sent him a message. And then I met him in person. I told him, there is a group here in Miami that already does that.
Oh.
I was looking for local groups.
That is all. I had no idea what a small world. So yeah, so you know how he is.
Well,
So
I met him 2 or 3 times. You know.
yeah, here. So one of the areas that he's really crushing it in is leveraging the arbitrage and wholesale model with Walmart. So I'm like, we definitely got to have this guy coming in. Like, I love it, like an actual practitioner doing this. And we had a speaker that was going to be today. And the person was going to be presenting on some really, really powerful AI tactics that you can use for e-commerce. You guys know him from the cruise, actually, Jason Flagel. So he was going to be presenting today. He lives in Central Florida. And I think we had a miscommunication with the coordination or whatever, but he has a prior obligation. He can't make it. So I had just got off the chat with Michael. And I was like, hey, man, I know we're talking about doing this and it's short notice, but you down for Saturday? He said, absolutely. Yeah. I said, are you down for Saturday? He said, absolutely. And welcome, Ro. Good. He said, absolutely. And here we are. He's going to present today. So you know, a lot of the people that in the group over the years that were doing all-in arbitrage type of stuff. That model is a very hard one to stick with. And then you have the wholesale side of things, which a lot of people also burn out on and can't keep going. It does have its, if I sit here and describe what wholesale is, you're going to think, well, this is the easiest business in the world. But then you go try to do it, and there's a lot. Like, it's a very tedious, difficult business to do. So anytime you see somebody that's been doing it for quite some time, it's like, wow, they're still at it. So some of these other people in the past, they're no longer with the group. So we haven't had an arbitrage event in quite some time because I know it. I used to do it. But it's been so long. I feel hypocritical getting up here telling someone how they should go do arbitrage right now, and I've not done arbitrage for years. The extent of my arbitrage nowadays is actually, welcome. The extent of my arbitrage nowadays is actually if my wife drags me along to like CVS or Walgreens or something, and she's like buried in the makeup aisle doing whatever, I will just break out my app and start scanning stuff on the shelves just to see. And yeah, what I do now is private labeling about 10-15% wholesale, and
By wholesale, what do you mean? You buy directly from the wholesaler?
I'll buy directly from a wholesaler. So like,
Like arbitrage, but directly. Or do you buy?
well, it's like arbitrage, but in the sense that they're both reselling models. But it's like arbitrage, but you can have a life. So with arbitrage, you will be a slave to the store. And if you love it, great. I know some people killing it in the arbitrage game, and they've been doing this. They could do any business they want. Like, they're brilliant. They love it. I'm not one of those people, right? The idea of rain, sleet, or snow, getting in the car, driving to the store, walking through a store.
You kind of weigh big amount, quantities,
You can buy an amount that is the capacity of your vehicle, right? Or if you're doing high-end arbitrage, you're buying pallets from stores like IKEA and then bringing a truck and filling it and going, so like, or you can hire people to be buyers for, I mean, you could go crazy with it. I don't,
So, I brought our screen.
Sure.
Where would I be able to set it?
wherever you want.
Can I put it on?
You can put it on the other side, totally works, yeah. By the way, this is one of our amazing sponsors, C Group Freight. You connected with them already?
Yeah.
Good. Well, the goal is to get everyone in the group to register.
And we have, I brought a vouchers list today, as you guys are here, you guys get a special promotion through.
Yeah, I got more people reaching out to me now than anything, so like what you guys are doing as a company.
Yeah, look, speaking of
Yeah,
which.
speaking of which. Yeah. No, they're the best out there, like everyone is looking for them.
Yeah, no, it's amazing, where the company has gone in the past few months, it's just, since January, it's an exponential growth, so,
Yeah.
Being in an Orlando location, and now looking towards Georgia as well, so to be all over.
And the fact that they're like home bases in our state,
Yeah,
in our
right
city,
there, Miami Lakes, right up
yeah,
there, so
is unreal. So like,
you guys are all more than welcome, even yourself, whatever you guys in the area, if you wanna come by the warehouse, you know, give you a tour and stuff, all that stuff.
heck yeah, I do a meetup tour.
Hey, you ever heard of, it's been a while since we all been on a field trip.
Yeah. Well, speaking of arbitrage, we used to, and again, I used to take the group, we called it Wizards in the Wild or an RA field trip. And we would just like, once every few months, I'd say we're meeting at the Toys R Us, may they rest in peace, like Toys R Us in Hialeah, and we're as a group gonna scan, right? So like the first time we did that, like almost 10 years ago, there was like 6 of us. I was like, this was so much fun, right? And then the next time we did it, there was like 16. And at 16 people congregating in an aisle talking, like you're attracting the attention of like, they think you're gonna be a flash mob, right? Then at 40 people, you get the managers, like they're coming up to you and they'll be like, hey, like everything okay? 60, they're asking you to leave. So then you're like, you got to get different people to run, and you go to this aisle, you go to this aisle, keep moving. It's like Walking Dead, right? And then beyond that, I didn't take it beyond that, but somebody that used to be in the group, they spearheaded it for quite some time. Actually, 2 people, and then that's it. If you look at the monitor.
Okay.
If you want to be, like, they can see it obviously, but if you want to get it closer to where somebody on the screen can actually see it, then
That would be great.
let me know what I need to move it on.
Yeah, so it's gonna actually have to be more, you're not really gonna see it because the
Well, they would be able to get the code to scan somewhere else, but like for people here,
You'll see, when you see the monitor, you'll see what I'm talking
okay, we'll work with it.
about. We'll figure it out later on.
Yeah, so,
I'm just gonna take a picture for the comparison.
awesome. So, yeah, we haven't had an arbitrage event in quite some time. I think if it's the model, arbitrage used to be the model that I would say, you know, someone would come in here and they would be like, I heard about the group, I want to do private label, you know, I got a shipment coming from China, I heard about this FBA thing, what should I do? And I would just like freak out. I'd be like, man, you don't know about FBA, you don't know about PPC, and you ordered products from China. Like, this is insane. Like, this is going to end so bad. You're going to think the group is responsible for your bankruptcy. Like, there's no way I can help. At the end of the day, I love private label. I've done really well with private label, but I've been doing it for 15 years. I have a ton of failures that I probably don't spend enough time talking about with private label here at the group over that time. It is the riskiest model of them all.
You need some money also.
That's the other thing. When I started doing private label, you could go into private label with $3,000. I say you need 30 to 50K now to go into private label if you really want to do it. But there's a lot of stuff on YouTube that say less. So anyhow, but arbitrage has really changed over time. Everything's changed. Arbitrage, wholesale. It used to be with wholesale, you just call them and you'd be like, hey, I have a business I'd like to buy from you. They'd be like, sure, let us send your catalog. And then you just order pallets of their stuff, flip it on Amazon, and order again. That's not really like that anymore. Like, they're either selling on Amazon themselves, or they're pissed off that their product is on Amazon and they have no idea how it got there, or who, you know, Best Buy's Deals 86 is, seller.
You're selling to 3 or more or 6 or 10 sellers.
Yeah, or they have enough sellers. They're breaking their map pricing, so it's a totally different game than what it was then. And with arbitrage too, like, it's saturated, right? You have brands now that are like, who the heck is Turbo 86 selling from FBA in Miami? You know, like, I don't know this person, you know, and they're breaking my map pricing, and they don't care about, you know, how they package the goods and getting reviews. So like, they're trying to remove you, and since they have not been able to, they're now saying counterfeit. It's a fake product, and they're using, I guess, unscrupulous tactics to get you gone. So I don't think a long-term awesome model, if you were starting now and going forward, is to be selling products that the brand doesn't want you selling. Like, the person that makes this doesn't want you part of their equation. And they're probably actively trying to work with agencies who are promising them, I'll get rid of this person. And getting rid of means you lose your business, which, whatever that is, full-time, or maybe it's how you got your kids in private school or whatever, you just can't do that anymore. So I don't think that's a long-term model. With wholesale, if you're straight up on what you do, and you're good at building relationships, and you're decent at sales, and you know your numbers, you could build a pretty, no, I gotta say hi. What's up?
Good to see you,
Oh my God, good to see you. Yeah, sit wherever. He's one of the OGs in the group from, woof. Take a picture too. Take a picture too, by the way, because I don't know when he's gonna come back. Okay, so yeah, with the wholesale model, if you could do all those other things, you can make a business out of it. But it's also changed a great deal. And when I say has changed a great deal, it has changed a great deal on Amazon, and it has not changed for the better, if better was easy on Amazon. But if it is not changed in the sense of, if you're going to a wholesaler and you're saying you want to sell their products in Chile, there's no resistance. They'll be more, really? Like, you're going to sell it somewhere else? I find that they don't have an issue with it. At the end, you're going to send it somewhere where you barely get any sales. So it's not that advantageous for you. With Walmart, it's still a little wild, wild west, and there's a bunch of opportunity there. And full transparency, I'm not doing that. I'm just talking to people who have. Like, I don't have extensive experience selling any of my products on Walmart. I've had the opposite experience from the private label side, to where my products were just like dead in the water on Walmart, even running ads, even everything. I don't think they were a good fit for the platform. But if you're reselling products and you know what is a good fit on Walmart, my take for that, by the way, is pretty simple. I'll defer to Michael presenting later. But my thing is, If it's something that sells well in the stores, the Walmart stores, and it's a very specific shopper in the stores, right? But if it sells well in the stores, it will do well online. If it does not sell well in the stores or in the stores, the chances of it selling well online is very small. Yeah. That's my kind of like rule currently based on my limited experience with Walmart. But we had Mika, what's her name? ¿Cómo se llama? It was with Norm and they do the Walmart stuff.
Yeah, the Russian girl.
I think Israeli, I think.
Huh?
I think she's Israeli.
Israeli?
From that does the Walmart stuff. I feel bad that I'm even not getting her name because she spoke 2 years ago.
I sell on Walmart too, just a few I
Say,
testing.
so her entire model is wholesale, Walmart, and that's phenomenal.
And it works.
Yes, and the people that say, no, we have too many Amazon sellers, we don't want you to do it. It's difficult for you guys to sell. You're thinking, I don't know who here is doing really well on Walmart, but was it easy for you to start selling on Walmart?
I started, I think, 3 or 4 years, actually, in the beginning, it was, in the beginning, they had to configure everything, actually, because I couldn't send it to the equivalent of FBA, Walmart FS,
Right.
because I had to use another company to do that, a period. And now, no, that's okay. I'm using WFS, which is the equivalent of FBA.
Okay. I'll throw this around, by the way, so people listening, if somebody can look at YouTube. Yeah, Michael Chapnik. Yeah, so that's her business model. I had her on the podcast. I didn't even know when I had her on the podcast. I thought we were going to be talking about Amazon and why you should, as an Amazon seller, go to Walmart based on her limited experience. No. Deep seven figures, doing wholesale on Walmart.
I think that sometimes when you see the fees from Amazon,
Here.
maybe Walmart is something.
Here, let me give this to you. I don't want to hit your coffee.
So when you see all the fees from Walmart, that's from Amazon, we get those new fees. I think that Walmart is,
When you see the fees, it automatically like, well, maybe I'll sell less on eBay.
etc. All those fees. Because when if you send a package, a 40 pounds package to Walmart, it will cost you $50, like 54 on Amazon. Now on Amazon, it costs you at least 24.
Right.
So everything has increased.
Definitely. Okay, so yeah, that's what we're going to be doing this afternoon. So Michael's got a presentation. I think it's going to be the full 2 to 3:30 that we're going to be talking about it. I suggest you ask a lot of questions. Even if you're more of a PL seller and you're thinking of Walmart, there's going to be just a lot of Walmart questions you have on how it works that I think he'll be able to answer. So good stuff there. Okay, Mas, announcements. We got some pretty cool stuff happening in May. We have a local event happening by Mundo Amazon. It's not my event, so he charges for tickets, and I think the tickets are 50 to 100. I don't expect you guys to pay for those tickets. I'm trying to get us free tickets, but it's called Mundo Amazon. I'm going to be speaking there, and it's on a Saturday. So you'll see an announcement coming this week of our meetup being something that's like a meetup at an event. So consider it like an away event. It just happens to be local if you want to come by. The person running that event is a pretty deep 8-figure seller who got his start here, and he's been one of the few that's been very and it feels good to any chance he gets really give props to the group and helping him get started. Mind you, we helped him get started. He's come up with a lot of tactics on his own, and he's done very well, and he's still actively selling, and I think he has a program that's focused just on wholesale. So I'm going to support to speak, even though it's my wife's birthday weekend. So the idea of taking up the whole weekend on her birthday weekend doesn't spell I don't feel comfortable staying married if I do that, so I'm not going to do it. Sponsors, as you see, we have our sponsors showing on the screen. If you're watching this on the stream, you should see a ticker on the bottom with our sponsors. We have one of our sponsors here, which is always amazing, which is C Group Freight. So basically, if you want your products checked in immediately into FBA and not dealing with that insanity that is them, I think they have I'm expecting a price hike soon, but they have very, 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 very too affordable pricing, especially when you couple it with sometimes 2-day check-in type of stuff to FBA, which other people I'm talking about are 4 to 8 weeks in some cases. So if you could get it checked in and flip your inventory in a month, you might be able to flip your inventory and actually be paid twice before other people are getting their stuff checked in, and that is a superpower in your business. Like, don't spend all this time focused on lead. That is the small hinge that swings the big door. So C Group Freight, right? And everybody I've talked to, it's like, I think this will be, not just because they're a sponsor, I think they'll be the easiest sponsor to keep forever because they have such an amazing offer. When I go to sell it, I'm like, no, for real, this is true. Like, just go do it, go talk to them, you know? And they come back and they're just like shocked. So check it out. It's basically if you send products to FBA, which should be everybody here, that's who you want to be with. Just partner with them. But we have one of them here. This is going on. Podcast, if you get a chance to listen to it, it means a lot. It's a passion project. You know, people don't make money from podcasts, trust me, unless you're Joe Rogan. And I think we're at, I just recorded episode 370, which will be released next week. Been going on for like 4 years. It's doing great, but I cannot tell you, if you come to me and just give any feedback and you're like, I listened to episode blank, or I heard episode where you said blank, that is the dumbest thing I heard. Even if you said that, I know somebody's listening and it feels amazing. So podcast has to be one of the most difficult mediums to create content on in my experience because there is no search engine. You can't trick it with keywords to get found. It is word of mouth. Does anybody here listen to podcasts, by the way? Just curious. I want to test something. Just mine, that's a good answer. That's a good answer. Listen to podcast. So if you go into your podcast, by the way, the speakers here, that's always a good sign, right? You nervous?
I'm always nervous in the beginning when I sit down.
No, you'll be good. Well, to break the ice a little bit, if we were to play some intro music, what would your coming to the ring song be? What would your entry music be? Nice. Mine is always Thunderstruck, AC/DC. But I'll see if I can get the Rocky song. No. So the podcast is, I discovered something that says most people, if you look at the podcast that you listen to, were referred to you by someone you know, and you got it, or you listened to a podcast that referred a podcast, or by extension, there was a guest on a podcast you heard who plugged their podcast. But outside of that, there is like no, you will find no podcast on your screen that you were browsing some podcast feed and saw, and almost nobody went to social media to see the artwork that we still post of my ugly mug showing Wizards of Ecom. Said, oh my God, I have to listen to that, right? So yeah, listening to the Wizards of Ecom podcast would be amazing. We have a YouTube channel, which we're putting a lot of love behind. We had a pause on the recordings. Thank you guys for noticing that we paused. We're just retooling a lot of stuff, and we're going to be doing a resumption of weekly drops on the YouTube. Welcome. We're going to be doing a resumption of video drops starting by May 10th, and then we're back on. I hired a coach. I went all in on some of the best training I've ever gone through in any subject, but this one was YouTube, and I'm hoping I get some feedback from you guys that it's actually delivering on that. What we've normally been doing is we're spending a little bit of time in the beginner hour now sourcing some products, just live. Currently we're not using any tools, but we're going to be. I will share some announcements that you're going to hear next week more official, but I know you guys saw Rolando come by here a couple weeks ago from Jungle Scout. We've been talking for a while. They love what we're doing, and they've decided to sponsor our group. I love them as a software. So in our product sourcing stuff, you're going to notice I try to stay as, and I'm still going to be Switzerland as possible. I'm not going to recommend a certain particular thing of anybody's stuff if they kind of suck at that part, right? So it's just not going to happen. But in this case, I'm really behind like what Jungle Scout has always done from their case studies, which if you've not watched it is probably more entertaining than most of Netflix if you're into e-commerce. The best in the business when it comes to doing those trainings. They were the first ones, what do you call them, case studies. Jungle Sticks, if you've been in the game for a while, you saw it. Like that was what everyone was talking about, their case study on Jungle Sticks when Jungle Scout came out. And they've kept going with it. So that, their data, plus the hottest tool in the space for me right now that just saves me a ton of time in my business, private label side, is one called Data Dive. Brandon's also very local, also very knowledgeable in the space. And it works just seamlessly with Jungle Scout. So in our, yeah, I just broke with the Helium 10 one because I'm assuming things didn't work out. And I think you can still go through it, but if you want some of the purest, accurate, actionable data, period, it's been Jungle Scout, but now Data Dive and Jungle Scout is just, I can't think of a more powerful combo in the space, yeah. Even if you're like an agency or you manage a bunch of brands, like what it allows you to do accurately and quickly is unbelievable, yeah. So kudos for them. We'll be doing a lot more of that. Today we're not gonna use any tools. I think it is super important to learn how to do this, just like if you're using ChatGPT. When you get an answer, it says, some of this stuff could be wrong. You know, like fact check this, right? It's the same thing with these tools. These tools are not 100% accurate. They're just meant to give you a really good indication of what you should consider. So being able to know and fact check, if you will, the data that it gives you is super important. Too many people are just 100% reliant on this tool and they can't see something obvious just staring them in the face. So these exercises here that we do when we source products, it's to build that. It's not that I enjoy spending 30 minutes on an activity that I could pull off in 5 minutes with a tool, right? Good. Before that, is there any questions? Like, does anybody have any questions? There's been a lot of changes in the Amazon space lately. I'm happy to answer some questions before we go into the sourcing, and then we come closer to 2 p.m. when we will switch over to Michael. No? None? Yep, go for it. Somebody throw her the cube, please. By the way, you don't have to hold the cube to your mouth, but if it's near you, people on the stream can hear the question. Otherwise, it sounds like a very one-sided conversation.
I'll work for the families on the ocean. For, I think 2 weeks, we'll be here in 2 weeks, which is really a lot faster.
Scary.
Than we thought. It was like 60, like 50 days. So 2 weeks. What can we do during this 2 weeks to prepare for this listing? Because we have the, it's pretty much under launching, so it's on the ocean. So what can we do here?
So your question, so I'm repeating it really just so that I have it clear. You ordered a product, it's already on the water, and it will arrive in 2 weeks. Okay, so first of all, to get the timeline right, because there's a million things you could do, but to get the timeline right, it reaching land in 2 weeks does not mean you are gonna receive it in 2 weeks, right? So it's gonna need to get processed. For me, I noticed that's usually a week, dependent on whether the entire container is your product or does it need to be deconsolidated. From what you've shared, I assume you do not have an entire container packed of your stuff, and instead you're sharing a container with a bunch of other people. So it's gonna need to get deconsolidated. I'm seeing that take 10 days to 2 weeks right about now. Right, so in your head, maybe look at 4 weeks. We're gonna call that a month. From what you've shared, this is going to a 3PL, right? A third-party logistics. I think you're working with, can I share? From Forsket, right. I would bolt on 7 to 10 days there before you're ready to turn that around and they check it in. These are rough numbers, right? I don't know what you have agreed with. So you're at 5.5, possibly 6 weeks now. Now you need to send that product into FBA. Smart people use C Group Freight. I don't know if C Group Freight is going to be able to access those goods from California, where that's going to be at, because you're not bringing it into Florida, right?
Long Beach.
It's going into Long Beach. You guys do anything in Long Beach?
Not at the moment.
Not at the moment. All right, so you're going to work with a carrier. I'm assuming what I'm seeing, and you guys feel free to chime in, is it's taking longer to check in on that side of the United States when shipments are being sent to FBA than it is from out of here, right? But let's just call it 2 to 3 weeks for your, not for the first product to be available, to where you have enough product actually available on FBA for you to turn on and go ham on your launch or your ads, right? Where are we at on that math? We're at almost 2 months, right? So with that in mind, hopefully less, possibly less, but you're looking at 5 weeks, right? In my opinion, 5 to 6 weeks. You?
It's going to have inventory limits also.
Yes, and you're going to have inventory limits. So you're going to drip in a quantity of units from Forsket to FBA, not all of them, assuming, right? So that's the real timeline you're looking at. Now, what are the things that you can do in anticipation of your launch? I like to work at the end of this, because we use the word launch a lot in the Amazon space, and it means something different to everyone. I want to get into like, what are you, and not to critique it, but what are you doing for your launch? Because if social media is one of, I don't want to spend a bunch of time rambling on about all the things you can do on social media if you're not going to do anything on social media. Do you plan on leveraging influencers? If so, I think you should have already been doing it, but really good time spent you can do right now, checking out join brands, checking out TikTok influencers. If you want to stick it in a TikTok shop and make it available and have some influencers going to TikTok shop, I'm seeing about a 20-25% lift on your Amazon sales compared to TikTok. So the logic right now, and I can't back this up with data, is I'm on TikTok, which I never am, but I'm on TikTok. I see your product, and I'm like, oh my God, I really want this. It's available here, and I go check it out. It's like, yes, I'm going to receive it in 8 days. You know, want. I've been shopping on Prime forever. I want it tomorrow in an hour. Is it available on Amazon? Right? One other tab or my app is open? Yes. I can receive it at 1 a.m. on my doorstep tomorrow morning at no additional charge. About 20-25% of people are opting then to go into Amazon. That still leaves some sales on TikTok, right? I would take advantage of that. I think 20-25%, based on how cheap it is to get it in front of people on TikTok, is worth considering TikTok, at least in that regard, as part of an Amazon launch. Okay, that's one. The other one is your PPC, right? Do you have any idea what your budget is right now? I know, I'm just talking out loud because this is the beginner hour. Like, your question is one that most people probably have. So this is to help everyone in the group as much as it is you. What is your plan there? If not, spend a lot of time figuring out what that plan is.
Can we start PPC like before the products are?
You can start figuring out what campaigns you're going to do. You can start figuring out, like, are you going to be doing some ASIN targeting, which I think would be great to do in the beginning. Like, basically, so we don't go too deep in the weeds here, what are the really crappy looking listings with bad reviews or that are overpriced, that if they were sitting next to your product, people would opt for yours in its current state? I would want to show up as an option when people were looking at those. Yeah. I assume your listing is already created, that your A+ is created, that your storefront is created, that you have all the certificates, because can I say your category, not the product? Can I? No, okay. You don't even want to say the category? Okay. Some categories, and I'm saying it just because he's here, and he has a lot of experience with that category specifically. So if you wanted to like pick somebody's brain on like what types of certificates people would want in that category, he knows what I'm talking about, he's nodding his head. It would make sense for you to pick his brain, and he ain't gonna try to sell your product, so like don't worry about that. Yeah.
You need certificates for that?
Well, yeah.
Why?
Safety,
Amazon's gonna pick it up, ask you for it.
yes,
If you don't have it, you're not gonna be able to list it.
yeah.
Certificates for what?
Depending on the category, for safety,
Even for supplements.
Yeah.
Asking now from the authorized labs.
yeah, they just dropped that on the supplement people, which is like all hell breaking loose there. I mean, but if you have if you have a product that's going to deal with kids, there's a bazillion of them. If you have a product that is skincare, plugging into a wall, sits on a table, floats in the, whatever, there's something. And at the end of the day, they may just want to say proof of purchase. Like,
They got a test report, so you
yeah.
need a test report.
Get all your docs digitized and ready to go. You don't want to launch this product and then be scrambling for this thing and someone's on holiday and you don't have it. Like, get it all together, put it in a single folder, and like get it, you trust me on this. Those are some of the bigger ones.
And then reviews, figure out.
Oh yeah, your review strategy. What is your review strategy?
Other than buying.
Yeah, what is that review strategy? You know, a review strategy right now, this has got to be considered black hat, but it's just, and I learned this from someone on a recent trip, and I was like, that's, nah. And then now I'm even recommending it to some people, like because I'm looking to, I have 2 samples of different products coming in. One of them's in the dried fruit space, and one of them is in like the gelatin space. I'll leave it at that. That I'm looking to launch another brand on. I'm even considering what I'm about to say in the ordering process of these products. And what's happening is, let's say you have a, let's say this stand, right? Let me pull it in case people can't see it. You have your product is this stand, right? What color is this? Everybody? It's black, right? But it's also black, it's dark black, it's indigo black. Could we call it gunmetal black? Right? So there's a lot of blacks, right? what people are doing is they will list this product as 5 different blacks, as standalone listings. Enroll each in Vine. So you send 30 units to each variation, and then enroll them in Vine. They get their reviews. Once they have gotten their reviews, you merge them into a parent listing. So now you did this with your black plus 4 wild blacks. I think we said a total of 5. You're gonna have 150 reviews out, almost out the gate. That, I totally see that as a manipulation, exploiting a loophole that exists. Until they close it, though, I'm afraid I have to keep recommending it because it's just so freaking good. And you know the beauty of this is here is when I submit this one as like gunmetal black, and say I just got some disgruntled Vine reviewers that are just trying to hit their 90% quota of reviews, and I get 5 negatives, I just kill it and I don't merge it into my other ones. So it is such a killer review strategy right now, to the point of me doing these dried fruits that I'm possibly going to move forward with. Like, I'm thinking of like a spicy blank, dried fruit, spicy mango, spicy pineapple, and playing with like a sub niche there. Yep. Yeah. So much so that I'm going to be coming up with a spicy mango, a super spicy mango, a super duper spicy mango, extreme spicy mango. I'm going to do that for all of them and then break it out from the fruits and just get a bazillion reviews on them. Like, and I'm going to even put it on the packaging. I'm going to give me 30 extra packaging that just say this extra word. You don't even need to do it. But like, I'm just going to go that extra step and do it. And there's no reason, if you're thinking that way ahead of time about your product, that and the current state of things, that you can't just get a bazillion reviews on your product rather fast. Does that make sense? Okay. What was your?
From the stream, what's Vine?
What's Vine? Awesome. Beginner hour thing. Vine is a crooked program. I'm actually a Vine reviewer. I have 2 Vine reviewer accounts. One of them I got over the last year, and the other one I've had since the beginning of Vine. And I've just had this hobby. I like to review stuff, whether it's Yelp or anything else. I don't leave negative reviews. I just feel like it's not worth my time. When I get feedback, I enjoy leaving positive reviews to help people's experience. Like, that's just my thing. However, I know Vine reviewers because we have groups still, but we used to be a lot more active amongst each other. And there are some out there that you've just met somebody who's always angry. You know what I mean? Like, no matter what, they would be upset in a perfect world, right? So there's some of those. But what Vine is Amazon says, hey, reviews are important. Brands need them. We don't want people manipulating them, but let's create a vetted, like we selected based on X criteria, group of reviewers that are willing to receive the products for free in exchange for a review, of an unbiased review. Whereas if I offered you my product for a review, if you didn't like it, what just the data shows is that if he wanted to give this a 3-star, he would at least give it a 4. Because I gave it to him for free and he knows me, and it's like, so it's influenced. It's manipulated that way. Even though I didn't say, if you give me a 4, I'll pay you. Versus someone who's like, I'm out of the equation. Like, you can't tell me anything. If you don't like me, that's fine. You don't even know me. I'm going to review it based on what I thought. So that was Amazon's goal. And by the way, Vine reviewers we get the products for free, but we pay taxes on them. So like if I get a $300 product, I get the $300 product, but I got to pay the taxes at the end of the year on the $300 product. And I just have to review the product. I'll open up my Vine account so you can see what a Vine account, what we see as a Vine person at the end of the review, at the end of the group if you want. But we have to maintain a 90%, I think it's a 94% review rate. So we can miss some yeah, we have to review it. Good, bad, or ugly. We have to review it. But we have to have that percentage by the end of our 6-month review period. So I could maintain I only review 10% of my stuff for 6 months. But right before my review, I just go on a spree of leaving reviews for everything. Then I meet my criteria. Now, as the brand, if some of your stuff was in that stuff that I haven't reviewed for months, you're looking at it as, I didn't get reviews. But I really, basically, they don't say it like this, but I have 6 months to review this thing before I could potentially be penalized for it.
Oh, gotcha.
Right.
I was gonna say, I'm getting in Vine reviews about 21 out of 30. That's 70%. 21, 22, but maybe I'm not counting the ones that it comes 6 months
Yeah,
later.
you're not. So
I was
you,
gonna
you,
say like
you could only be missing 6% of your reviews, otherwise Vine reviewers got suspended. That's it. Yeah, I can show you. I can show you the back end of a Vine account. Like it's,
yeah.
like that's how it is. But I could review 1% of my products that I received on January, or throughout January through June. But right before my review in June, I could just go back and I'm at my, as long as I'm at my 94% review rate, then I'm solid. But you're like, you know, that hurt my launch. I would have really liked to have had that in my 30-day period. The other thing to know about these Vine reviewers is, I feel like it'd be easier to show you guys, but like, the other thing about these Vine reviewers is when I go in there to get products for Vine, on each of my accounts, I can get up to 8 products per day, right? I can get 8 products per day. And as a matter of fact, a few of those are Vine products, right? That are in the back there. So what happens is I get 8 free products per day. Do you think I go in there looking for soap dishes that I can easily buy at CVS? No. I'm looking for things that I want, or that I know, no, I don't like getting things. Yes, so-and-so's birthday's coming up. Or at the end of the day, someone in my community would love, like a badass keyboard here in Wizards of Ecom that I can leverage and look better, that I could fence at the end of the day, because after such amount of time, I am allowed to sell it or give it away, which is like 5 to 6 months.
I have a question. I know that it's invite only, the
Yep.
Vine program, but do you have any idea what the criteria is for that invite?
So the criteria to get into Vine, no one knows. It's like the algorithm, but I will say, back when we used to have a better idea on it, it does not have anything to do with the amount of reviews you have. So like if you go into your Amazon history right now and just say, I want to get into Vine, I'm going to review everything I've ever purchased, right? It's not going to do anything by itself. The biggest impact is the ratio of your reviews to people who found them helpful. So if someone upvoted them, that is a major criteria to get you in. So if you had 100 reviews and all of them were found helpful, that ratio would be much higher. The other thing that's taken into account, but I do not know the weight, nobody does, like how much this impacts after that, is your category. So they see their shopping history. When you're in Vine, you can review in any category. So you'll look in your Vine dashboard and it's going to say, for you. And these are the things it's serving up, saying, based on what we know about you and your purchasing history, we think these are the Vine products that would fit you most. Then you have another category that's like for anyone. And that's where the most stuff is at, and then you go anywhere. But to initially get in, they might look at it and say, like, you're into weightlifting. And we're like, you know what? We have so many guy weightlifters here that are getting guy weightlifter stuff. But there's a whole bunch of products out there for women weightlifters. And her ratio works over here based on your shopping history and what category they think you would most impact. That has weight. Yeah. But whether you leave positive reviews, negative reviews, I also don't know any Vine reviewers that don't spend a lot. Ironically, they just happen to also spend a lot as a buyer. So we spend probably, on a bad year, over 50K as in buying on Amazon on a bad year. And that's that we didn't get a bunch of video and audio equipment that year, you know? So like that has something to do with it. If you bought 100 stickers and had a good ratio, I think your spend doesn't work. Yeah. The quality of your reviews matter. But then again, that's the upvote. Yep.
And Amazon owns Vine?
Yeah, Vine is an Amazon program, yes.
Is that separate from like, there was like an old social media that was called Vine. Is
No, it's nothing to do with it. It's not Vine, yeah, no. It's not the Vine. Huh? No, no. No. This is, and within the Vine program, you have Hall of Fame reviewers. Everyone's a Vine voice. And then you have All-Star,
100, top 50.
top 100, top 50, Hall of Fame. You have different levels. So on one of them, I'm a Hall of Fame Vine reviewer, Vine voice. And on the other one, the newest one right now, I'm a Vine voice.
Can you review the Vine stuff for influencers?
Yes, 100%. Yes, you can. No, yeah, 100%.
That's like better than creator connections.
Well, it depends. So when you first start as a Vine reviewer, you only get access to 4 products a day, and you're not seeing the higher ticket items. So as an Amazon influencer, you're technically receiving something. It has 0 reviews. It barely has any sales. And yeah, sure, review it as if you're able to, and it already has a video on it, sure, go ahead. The way to kind of hack that, though, is to go in there and say, when you're looking at your Vine stuff, say, is this a brand that has a track record of launching successful stuff? Like, they run ads to their stuff? Do they optimize their listings? If that's the case, that's good.
So it's like little, you gotta like.
Talking about the Amazon Influencer Program, the secret one, like the one that I recommend people go to, you're not going to get hundreds of products from here, but and to the best of my knowledge, they're okay with this, is go to Rebate Key. So what's happening is the caliber of people that are on Rebate Key, right, or that know about Rebate Key and have their products on Rebate Key, also happen to have a much greater track record at having successful products. There's a heavy percentage of them that are MDS sellers, which to even be an MDS group member, you have to be doing a verified $1 million or more, that type of thing. So the ratio of people on the platform that are getting sales, and when they get a sale and somebody sees your video, you have a chance to make money, are much higher. So what you do there is just look for the things that are like 80 to 100% rebate, buy it, put your order ID, and then receive your 80 to 100% rebate check back, and you're getting free products that have a better track record on influencer program. Yeah, go for it.
Are there other third-party services that might consider reviews?
I'm going to go out on a limb and say Amazon. Yes, there is, but Amazon considers all of them highly illegal. Look at this. So you're giving away up to 30 products in the Vine program. Up until a few years ago, Vine was something you could only access through Vendor Central, and it was $1,500 to take advantage of it, and you can give up to 75 products. How I look at this is, in my calculations across 15 years of selling, a positive review that is 4 or 5 stars and that is not great product, love it. I mean, somebody just left a good review, right? But a good review for me has a value of $250 is what I've narrowed it down to based on a lot of different metrics. A negative review is 1,000, right, in the other way. So, right. So when you're giving away 30 products, if you could get 25, 27 positive reviews, I value that times 250 each. And then I'll assign the negatives the other way. So Vine is almost always a great option to do. If you have another way to get reviews and you're like, you know what, we're going to hit our email list up, but like, should we hire a writer? Should we do whatever? The reason I assign a value to a positive review is you gotta look at the ROI on it. So if you hire a writer and you get a software, and the software is $100 a month, and your writer's 1,000, but because of that, your follow-up and everything is netting 4 positive reviews per week, 12 per month. I put that at 12 times $250, and then you start seeing like, oh, otherwise it's kind of like, what is it worth? Yes, there's other ways you could get reviews. Your people around you. Look, every brand in the world asks somebody close to them to review their product when it comes out the gate. I understand what Amazon's rules say, but there will never come a time that I am about to launch a product that I am not about to go everyone in my network and say, hey, like, yes, hey, buy my product, right? I give enough value to people here and outside of the group that I'm like, hey, support me in this. If it's an expensive product, I'm not going to do it. But I'll be like, we've probably gone out to dinner together. I probably bought some wine and stuff. Buy my $40 widget, dude. Like, or let me unfriend you and let's be done with this. You know what I mean?
Explaining the part of unfriend.
Yeah, yeah. You're not supposed to be connected on social media. Amazon can track that. So what I do, so if we're connected on social media, it does not mean that I don't consider you my friend, but it just means that I've not really considered you to add you into my list of people and don't take it personal, but like of people that I plan on reaching out to when I launch a product. Who knows, some people here, I may reach out to them and say, hey, by the way, look, I'm about to unfriend you. Don't take it personal, but this is why. You know what I mean? I just consider you friend enough and that we're at a stage where we can do some of this stuff. I would never abuse it. And where you abuse it, you can get caught. Like all of a sudden you get 100 people that live within walking distance of you are all of a sudden buying your product and leaving a review. Something else to consider since we're talking about reviews, and I know you're taking notes, there is such a thing as a ratio of reviews that you need to be careful of. So if you launch your product and you have 10 people that meet all the criteria in the world of being able to not get you suspended to leave a review, and they all buy on your first day, and you get super excited, and they receive it in a day or two, and they all leave their reviews, you are in trouble, right? Because the ratio of people, what's considered normal on Amazon to leave a review is like 1% or 2% of your sales. If Amazon sees 10 people bought and 10 people left a review, that is a massive red flag, right? That's like me showing up wearing anything but a black or blue Columbia shirt. Imagine if I just had a yellow shirt. It would be like, what the? You know what I mean? Like, yeah, who is that minion? You know what I mean? Like, so you have to be very careful. Now, what that exact percentage is, nobody knows. The safe ones that I've played with, the best formula I've seen, so you have a product that's up, you got 10 people that want to buy. This is a huge mistake people make. You say, don't click on my ad, right? Forget about that for a second, right? If somebody goes to shop for something on Amazon and they keep scrolling to page 9 to find your product and buy it, that is a very abnormal buying pattern. And if your 10 friends do that, that is equally a massive red flag, right? You're going to get in trouble. And the trouble here, there's tiers of it, but the trouble eventually becomes Amazon can say you're no longer ever able to get reviews on your listing. That's like a picnic with no sandwiches. You're done. That's like saying you also can't use FBA. It's like, well, what's the point of that? You know, so like you have to be very careful here on this. They could also technically suspend your account for review manipulation, right? And even Chris McCabe's not going to get you out of that. So what you want to do is make sure that ratio is not messed around with. Well, the farthest I have pushed it, and sometimes you get the person saying, you know something's wrong when one of your reviewers come back and say they're not letting me leave a review. It says something. You just immediately reach out to everybody and say, please do not leave me any more reviews. But the most I've been able to push it is like 1 or 2 for every 10 sales. And that's if they clicked on an ad. And that's very high. That is 10 to 20%. So what I like to do is be around 1. So for every 10 sales I get, I want 1 of them to leave a review if I'm manufacturing it. So if I see I got 10 sales for PPC, I have 1 of my people who already bought, and I say, go in, leave the review. But try to make their purchase have already happened. So if you want to get your 10 buys in, get them in. The longer they wait to leave a review, the better, the lesser the red flag is anyway. Have them buy it on day 1. And then get 10 sales, you know, call Marita and say, Marita, leave the review. She jumps in and she leaves a review. It might have been 5 days. And then you're like, I got 10 more sales, a combination of organic, whatever. Hey, Carlos, leave the review. I think that, plus you have Vine going on. I have stepped that up to 2. I've done it for 3 and not got hit, but you're playing with fire in that area. What are you seeing as far as ratio, Juan?
I was pleasantly surprised that I look at it this week. In fact, 3.67% in one.
Excellent. That's excellent.
But usually it's 2% or less than 2%.
Right.
That's what the industry says.
That you're going to get flagged.
I know that you had mentioned
But it's
if
2%.
everyone's on the same social media, that's a red flag. But let's say hypothetically that social media belongs to an Amazon influencer, and people follow that influencer. Would it still raise the red flag?
So it's 1 flag. And now it's like, let's look deeper. So if somebody bought something and you're connected on social media, they don't suspend you. But that is 1 red flag. Now, if they also look at it and they see this person went back to page 8 to find this product, this other person has never left a review in their life, it becomes something to look at, and then it's like, what else is going on? You know, it's not Judge Judy. Like they don't need beyond a reasonable doubt. This is just like abnormal pattern. Yeah, off with the head. You know, so.
So the influence, you know how you can have the influencer lean?
Well, look at this, like Salsa Kings, like say Salsa Kings, we're gonna launch a dance shoe, right? People that follow it, we're gonna blast that on our social media. We're gonna get people that buy. It's gonna be a flag, but in investigation, this is a local dance studio that has local people. It would be abnormal if people were buying this in Turkey. You know what I mean? Like, so say you have a product launch party. I've seen these work really well, but they can go very bad. So you decide, Carlos, I'm going to use this space because I'm launching this, series of X, and everyone's under the same Wi-Fi on the same network, and they all go in to buy your product using your coupon code. That is a lot of red flags. So much so that you could possibly get suspended. If you play it right and you set up a landing page that you can later show Amazon, or you try to get ahead of it and show Amazon in advance to where you can point to a case saying, I'm about to do this, it can help a lot. But like, it will get you a whole bunch of flags. So it's very situational. It's an issue because people push this way too far. The media got wind of it and then started showing how Amazon was, cheating the system. At the end of the day, it's bad. If somebody has a water bottle and they're willing to manipulate the system to get their water bottle to the top of page 1, and if it's a great water bottle, fantastic. More than likely, if they needed to do all that stuff, it's because the water bottle ain't that great. And now we're seeing a top of page 1 water bottle that leaks, or that's made of a material that can hurt a kid. That's where it's coming from. Anything we got? We're not going to have time to do the product sourcing. We had some good questions, but we got 5 more minutes. Oh, does anybody know him? Why doesn't he come in? He came in and left like 3 times last time. Welcome. Yeah, you're good. Welcome. Grab some food or some drink, and if there's any left, and we're about to get started for the show. Oh, I see the look. You got the butterflies yet?
I'm okay. I always have.
Man, you're gonna do awesome. Everybody here wants to do it, and I've seen your rocket success going. So just be you. You've always, yeah, you're gonna do great. No other questions?
So yeah, I have a question.
Yep.
So we're thinking of starting with the retail arbitrage.
Yep.
Just for,
Picked a great meetup to come to.
so we have a question regarding the sales tax, you for 7%, and so we're gonna buy a retail label. Do we have to pay the 7% tax and then we sell with the 7% again?
Okay, so it's a phenomenal question, and I'm going to tell you what I used to do, and then I'm going to open. Yeah, so the question is, you're going to get started with retail arbitrage, and your question really falls around sales tax and taxes, and that is when you buy the products, are you paying taxes, sales tax then or not? And if you're not, are you charging it later or vice versa? Like, what does that look like is what it's coming down to. Yeah. It's a phenomenal question to ask. So when I used to do that, I'm just going to be fair to say it was a totally different time. I don't even think they were charging tax on Amazon. So I want to let some other people chime in on this. But what I did is I would go to the stores when I did retail arbitrage, and I would have a bunch of copies of my resale certificate. And when you go to checkout, you let them know that you're tax exempt, you have your resale certificate. Most of the cashiers will know. Usually the protocol at the store is to call the manager, and the manager comes over and signs something, and then you won't pay the sales tax. I heard that Target no longer honors that because they don't want resellers anymore. That's true. Any other stores you would add to that list, or no?
Like a no-no, like with the resale certificate?
Right.
Yeah, Target, I've heard people get away with it though.
Yeah.
It just depends on the store, some
Yeah.
people don't care.
So I only think it's Target.
Yeah.
And they're the only one that has taken like an anti-reseller stance.
And some cosmetics companies as well.
And some cosmetic companies. So you won't pay the sales tax there. Now, you're in control of that. Some of them may just put you in a system. Home Depot used to just get it one time, put you in the system, and then when you come through, you won't even have to go through that again. Some of them just want to see it. Some of them want a copy. That's why I'm saying bring multiple copies, because if you're doing the route and you're going out and you're feeding the beast, you want to keep having it for each store.
Walmart will give you a card.
Walmart will give you a card. I didn't know that.
The follow-up question, how do you get one resale certificate?
How do you get one?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good one.
Department of Revenue.
Yeah, so everybody says you could do it online and it's super easy.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
I think it is one of the most complicated things in the, I'm just bad with that though, let me tell you. Too much copy and paste throws me. So like everybody says you can do it online. If you're prehistoric like me, right? I go to Doral, usually hit up Flanagan's while I'm there, right? But I go to Doral, buy Chevy's, or is it, it's not Chewy's, Chewy's is the dog place, Chevy's, Northwest 12th, and like 79. And there's where ITT Tech used to be. And there's the Florida Department of Revenue. First floor, you walk in to the right. They give you a form, you fill it out. If you do it in person, you pay $5. Huh?
You go that way?
When I used to get the resale certificate or anything, I would walk in there because I'm just like, it is a long process, but the idea of filling out a form and not knowing it was submitted and they're going to mail it, it just.
Google it, you get it in 10 minutes.
Right. No, but back then I couldn't afford to get someone to file or do any of these things, so I was just like, I'm walking in there. I know when I pay them $5 and they give me my form, it's done. So I would stand in line and I would do it. That's up to you. But everybody else laughs at me on that, and they just fill it out online. So maybe it can't be that hard. Right. Yeah, and it's free online, but no Flanagan's. No. Muy importante. So the other part of that is, and I again feel a little jerky here, so I don't want to say anything that, I've been doing this for 15 years, and I've done well for myself, so I try to make sure when I answer a question, I'm not answering from the 15 years of experience and a bunch of employees, and I'm still answering out of like, I'm doing this all myself, and I'm trying to save a bunch of money, right? So the other part of this is, I have a bunch of bookkeepers and accountants now, so that they handle what I call an extraordinarily complicated setup for taxes on Amazon. But to the best of my knowledge, Amazon now collects for you across the board on your selling. So on that side of it, you're not going to have to worry. When you sell it, Amazon's going to take care of that, and they're going to do all the reporting. Right? Didn't used to be that way, so you're getting in at a really good time. You remember, you've been 8 years now, right? Yeah, hot jar, tax jar, all this. Yeah, you're coming in at a good time. So the first part, you need to worry about. You need to get your certificate one way or the other. Bring copies to the stores. I would keep one in like a Ziploc, so maybe you just show it if they need it. But be ready to give out copies, and every store is going to have a different protocol. Target doesn't take it. Does that answer? Yeah, absolutely.
And be ready to wait in line. They're not going to know what you're doing.
Right.
You're going to say, call the manager, wait like 15 minutes. And then, la cubana viene, oye, ¿qué es esto? Come on, manager. They're there for like 20 minutes, shipping.
Yeah, sometimes the hardest part for me was having an answer to their questions without looking like you were up to no good. Like when I used to go in and scan, it was like, what are you doing? It was like, I'm just buying. So obviously you're not buying. Like that's not a normal buying. You know what I mean? So like being able to have a story that works. Mine, this is embarrassing to say it now, but whatever, was when I got to the register at that point and I showed a resale certificate and they were asking me, I was like, this sounds so bad. It was usually toy stores, by the way, so this is why it fits. And I was like, I know this big group of a community of kids in Colombia, and we just export all these goods. It was something random. It was totally not true. Don't judge me on that. But it was like the first time I just said it, and I was like, that worked. Like, who questions the person sending toys to kids, right? And then I was like, I'm just going to keep saying that, and I did. But maybe come up with a better story. Yeah.
I used to tell them, this is all for donation.
It's all for donation.
Yeah, sure, go buy it.
Yeah, can we pack it for you? Oh my God, this guy's a saint. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, that's the chord I was trying to pull at the time. If you're going to do arbitrage, I feel like I got to say this, and I want to turn this over to Michael in a second, but leave the aisle in better condition than when you went in it. Cannot emphasize that enough. At the end of the day, everyone does this thing called blocking, and they bring everything up to the front so it's all even. If you go in the shelf looking for stuff, bring it back. If you go up to a shelf and you don't buy something, I try to just bring two things up. Leave it better than when it's there. Also, a lot of the gold in these stores I found was in the back. So if you leave the aisle bad, they're probably not going to give you access or answer your questions about the amazing palette of goods they have in the back that hasn't come out yet. Like, the other one is be social. Like, the people that work there, if you're going to keep hitting this store, you're going to keep seeing them. Like, it goes a long way to just be social with these people. How are you? What's going on? Like, I got really good at that. It's not natural for me, but it goes so far. I had their numbers. We got another pallet of those things in. I want it. They tell the manager sees us talking like we know. It just makes the experience totally different. The ROI on it is off the charts. You can say, okay, good. All right, let's do this. I know we're gonna have more questions. We didn't get to the product sourcing. I'm gonna try to get into a rhythm now for at 1 p.m. as soon as we start. The first 30 minutes is gonna be product sourcing. We're gonna get into the presentation with Michael in a second. I need to set up his computer, so it's gonna take about 5 minutes. Feel free to use the bathroom, get some drinks or food if there's any more. Socialize, but in 5 minutes, I'll let you guys know that we're gonna restart this. This is gonna go on till about 3:30, and at that time, we're gonna stay here networking afterwards. So if you wanna talk with me more, or you wanna connect with somebody else here that's been giving feedback, you can totally do that. And we stay here usually for a few hours afterwards, or until my wife says, "Where are you?" And then I leave. So let's do that. Thank you so much. Okay. Let's get you wanna use this stand or yours? I have.
Whatever, yeah, I just brought it just in case, 'cause when I was at home, I'm like, I should bring a stand.
Yeah. All right, let me.
Nice mouse pad, bro. Oh, thank you. I'm a gamer, so.
I want to get this out of the way so I'm not interrupting you.
Sure. I'll bring my charger. That last
Ah,
one
yeah.
died, so.
Good. So your charger will be.
I tried to connect it here.
Here, so you have this plug here that you can plug into, so on the floor, so you're not tripping. And you did the Wizards of Ecom -5 network, or did you try to do the free one?
The free one.
You might want to try the 5.
I'll try the 5.
But
The free one didn't work. It was
yeah, it's starting to give some issues because it's the amazing business idea was it connects to a CRM, and that didn't work out. Like that really didn't work out. Okay,
or is it like that?
we can grab yours. It's totally fine. I got the one that Andres got, and I think Andres was trying to save a few dollars.
Oh.
So.
I have a giant laptop.
Yeah. How are you?
I have some question, but
Yeah, let's do it. Let's
let
do it.
them
Yeah,
finish this thing.
for sure. Good to see you.
Yeah, same here. And sorry, see, I realized these things, that my question was very wrong because the lady, she advised me that, you tell the
Right.
guy who has sent this, is that possible that it could be, they can make it short or something? How could I asked?
I don't even know how to do that.
Yeah. I said sorry for that.
It's okay. No, I'm sorry. The email, you sent me your email, yes?
I think so. If not, I'll send it to you.
Yeah, can you send it? What's the easiest way? Can you send it to me?
To Telegram?
Yeah, send it to me real quick on Telegram.
Sure.
And because I need to send you've seen it done before, I think. I need to send you a link so that we can get you set up with the screen to share your screen.
Oh, yeah, I seen it.
Right,
Yeah.
okay. So excuse me. Hold on, I gotta set this up. All right. Let me steal Michael from you real quick. It's a hot mic.
Oh, cool.
Put this on.
Okay. You mind if I run to the bathroom real quick and then?
Yeah.
And then for the link, do I need to do anything?
Yeah, yeah, you do. So you got to go. Oh, where's your HDMI connect? Well, open your email first. I don't know. You want
it's
people
in
to
the
be able to
back.
see your email.
Thank you very much for the opportunity too.
For the what?
Thank you for the opportunity. I'm excited.
Yeah, man. When I saw that you were.
Yeah, thank you for the. I was listening to it on the drive here, the YouTube. I was like, oh, check out.
Oh no, man. I
Appreciate it.
Yeah, no, I appreciate you.
Yeah, no. That's cool. You saw me in the. Are you gonna go to the?
I might. I've been trying to like not go. First of all, I feel like a lot of the Amazon conferences right now are not worth. It's more like networking.
Yeah, that one's more networking.
Right, but
They have some good stuff. It is very chill. It's not like
But I wanted to say-
hype and screaming.
yeah, oh yeah, it's Jim,
It's
and
Jim.
I like that.
Yeah, I like that
appreciate
too. I don't
yeah.
like the hype like you guys. Very,
But I'm also trying to stay closer to home with the kids and the wife.
yeah,
and
that's
like,
because it's a long drive.
yeah, and it's like I get to go to Vegas and hang out and party at some conference, and it's
Yeah.
like I've been there, done that.
Yeah, yeah.
Like 15 years now. It's like I want to go to my kids' jujitsu thing.
Yeah, I have my
You know?
son too. I'm the same. I'm like, well, I never went to any like the crazy conferences. I've just been to PAX.
Yeah, but then it is nice to be around other sellers and like
Yeah,
network.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
Orlando, it's Jim. I know it's chill.
Yeah, it's
I can
very
take the
chill.
Bright Line and get there. So
Yeah, have you tried the Bright Line? I
Yeah,
haven't tried
yeah,
it. Do you think is it worth it? It's
was
better than
amazing.
driving? Oh, I gotta try it. I
Yeah,
didn't know it was open already.
yeah, it's amazing. But then I'm looking through speakers
see if
because
I
he
do that.
usually has speakers from the community,
Yeah,
not
from his
the who's who.
community. No, yeah,
Right.
yeah. It's not like the.
I'm
it's
scrolling and I'm like, what? And I'm like,
Oh,
yes.
that's cool. Oh,
Yeah.
nice, yeah. I should have mentioned it.
Oh,
I didn't even know. The HDMI.
you're gonna set it up now. If I set it
Yeah.
up, though, people are gonna see your email
Oh,
when I open
okay,
it right
yeah,
now.
That no. Well, there's nothing crazy in there. Anyway, but yeah, let me.
You want to go to the email that I just sent you, or drop the volume all the way on your computer too.
Okay. It's at the bottom. Oh, there it is. Okay. I have to connect to your Wi-Fi because this thing's like super slow.
Yeah, go to the one that's Wizards of Ecom, and then -5.
No, it's gas.
I think you missed it. Did you? Yeah.
Oh my god. Okay.
And then the password is lowercase Wizards number 1.
Like this one?
Yeah.
Oh. Should work. Oh, okay, now.
Okay.
And then I click the link.
Click the link.
I guess it's still connected.
Shows loading.
Yeah, there we go. Odyssey.
Put your name. Okay, what is this? This matters. Just allow everything.
Allow
Yeah.
on every visit.
Yeah, put your name. Okay, now I need you to put the HDMI in. And I'm going to go accept you on that side.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Yeah, don't worry about this. This is not going to be visible.
Oh, okay. Okay, okay. Yep. I think it did something. Okay. Yeah.
What I want you to do now is click on the share screen in the middle.
Uh-huh.
Then click on entire screen, top right. Click on the screen itself.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Put
Yeah.
share. Now bring up your slides.
Gotcha. Oops. Like that? Okay.
Move one slide and one back. Okay, go back. You're good.
Okay.
Just make sure it stays connected. You want to go to the bathroom or
Yeah. Thank you, sir.
You don't have your mic on, right?
No, it's over there. That'd be embarrassing.
It's happening. Huh?
It's happening.
Yeah. We're in the middle of a live stream workshop. Go ahead. We're in the middle of a live stream workshop. So let me go. And somebody on the stream says he put a new meaning in live stream. What about your partner?
So do I. I just don't love it as much as they do. You know, that's too much. The whole day.
up as a guide for the casa, which is awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know if she bought it through her Vine account or what, because I don't know how that
Well,
looks.
it doesn't matter. I'm a Vine reviewer. I can make it to where if I, even in my regular purchases that I review, could show as a Vine review if I wanted.
Okay, yeah, let's do it. I'm gonna ask for one too.
I usually don't because it's easy to find a buyer and look at their buyer history. And I didn't want everyone to know I'm a Vine reviewer, but the group.
Yeah.
All right, you guys ready? Let's do it.
So you have to review all that stuff.
Well, that's not all Vine reviews.
Oh, I was
More
like,
than that than Vine.
oh wow. And you,
8 a day.
and how's influencer going for you with doing it that way? That's been pretty good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Creator Connect.
Creator Connection's been good.
Yeah.
I message them, like, my wife loves it. She gets like all this free
Well, the
stuff.
other thing is once you accumulate these goods, you're just like listing them on OfferUp and Facebook.
Yeah. I
Marketplace.
sell a few on eBay.
They've been selling.
Yeah. I sell a couple. I just do it on eBay.
Pretty soon we will make more off the reselling of the products.
I think so.
than we do on the-
Yeah, because I do a lot, like my wife especially, does the clothes and the shoes on, but like nothing sells. But she gets free stuff, so I'm like,
My wife gets some stuff from Vine,
yeah.
and I was like, oh my God, you got this new thing. It looks amazing. Is this Vine? I was like, really? So you got some good stuff.
Yeah.
All right, let's do it, guys. Some of you weren't here earlier when I started the beginner hour, but Michael's been a group member for forever. How long?
Yeah. I think maybe like 6 years or more. I don't know. Long time ago.
He's been a
Yeah,
group
long
member
time.
for like 6 years. He's been selling for 8
Yeah, 8 or 9. Yeah.
or
around
9
there.
years. He sold over $2 million.
On Amazon.
The guy's been doing it, and I've been blessed to just be a witness of like him doing it day in and out through frustrations, and everybody knows the grind that this is.
Yeah.
So this is somebody that's an actual practitioner doing this stuff, not somebody that's just trying to close you on like
Yeah, I don't have anything to sell you.
this agency thing. Right? So
Yeah.
this person's here just to pay it forward. I'm assuming and I'm hoping because everybody that's paid it forward to him, especially in the group and everywhere else. I discovered him because he's also speaking at the Proven Conference in Orlando, coming up end of May. I'm probably going to go. Put on by a guy named Jim Cockrum. Jim has been around since like the Amazon biblical days, and I remember starting. I don't know who started first, but I think we started at about the same time. But he's the first person in the space to go the I want to teach and services route as well. And I've always been a fan, and he's been very consistent in what he does. Very particular. You have to have a taste for him.
Yeah.
Right? He's got a very unique taste. But I can appreciate it sometimes, especially with all the other noise in the industry. So I was considering going up to Proven to do it. The other thing very unique about him is that the speakers he brings in is usually from his community and not the who's who in whatever. So I was initially going through to say, hey, I wonder who's doing it in X. And I was extremely pleasantly surprised they have him as a pretty high up speaker speaking there. And so I just reached out and gave him a congratulations. And I know there's a lot of other people in the group that are doing well, but the idea of getting up here and presenting it or sharing some of your secrets is like, not doing that. So I didn't know if he would, and he was very open to doing it. Obviously, 'cause he's going to speak, so I was like, you're going to speak there, you're speaking here, bro.
Yeah. This is basically what I'm going to talk over there. It's like,
Right. So you're going to save your ticket cost if you
Yeah.
want to hear it, if you're just going to hear him present. And I always love it when it's somebody who's been with the group for a while and that's actually doing it. So don't spare him, though. All your tough questions,
yeah, no tenga pena.
try to stump him.
Yeah.
That's what this is about. It's Saturday. There's a lot of things you can be doing in Miami on a Saturday. You're here. So try to stump him, ask some great stuff. Final question for you is,
Yeah, dime.
do you want people to hold their questions until the end, or can people ask questions throughout?
I'm a teacher, so I don't mind if you ask questions throughout. So you can just let me know. I'm gonna have like a Q&A at the, little slide that says Q&A. But I think I'll answer most of your questions on the way. But if you're like, wanna ask them, no tenga pena, just ask me, so
Okay.
don't worry about it.
All right, man. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate it.
No. Why do you say that? Okay. You not having internet is not a bad thing. Which Wi-Fi are you on?
It happened last time too.
WOE free? Okay,
Yeah,
that
the
one
free
is-
gave
that
me
one is
issues.
giving me problems.
Yeah.
Go to, for the internet, since that one's giving me problems, go to the one that says wizardsofecom.com/5 or -5. Okay. And the password is lowercase wizards, pluralized, and then the number 1. Yeah, that's it. That one works fine. Okay.
Cool. Alrighty, so thank you very much for the opportunity. I'm always a little nervous when I start, but then I'll flow. And I talk a lot, so stopped me, because I was a teacher for a long time, so I like to blab. So that's why I got into the profession, because I can get paid to talk, so, and teach. So this is about how to scale your retail arbitrage. I should have put OA also, but the three like retail models, which is RA, OA, wholesale. This is going to be a little bit, I don't want to say advanced, but it's not going to be like what's FBA or what's this, you know, like if you have that question, you can ask me, I don't mind, but I'm going to go like, I don't want to say fast, but I'm going to go over like some, this is assuming you already are selling. This isn't like, what's reselling? Like, so selling on Walmart is more like, I always look at it as like a step up. I don't want to say after Amazon, but it's a good add-on. So if you're already selling on Amazon, Walmart's like a good plan B or whatever you want to call it. So that's why I'm selling on Walmart, because it's definitely, it helps you if you're selling already on Amazon. So a little, huh? Yeah, name me. No, tell me.
I'm going to put this here. If somebody's speaking, if you can remember, just grab it and toss it in their direction so they can speak. If not, if you can keep an eye on it,
Yeah.
keep the question if anybody asks out here.
Yes, sir.
I think it's a responsible person.
So as my wife and I and our son, he's a little older now, he's 3, but yeah, but he's still there. So we live in Miami, Florida. So I was raised in Miami, born in New York City, but I came when I was like, my mom brought me here when I was like 9 or something. So I'm like 305 Miami in my blood. So I'm born here, well, not born here, everything except for born here. So I went to school here, graduated, I went to Miami Sunset, graduated in Miami-Dade College as a teacher, have my bachelor's still in ESE. I still have my certificate active because you never know, and I don't want to lose that thing. So I taught for 10 years here, and I've taught in Homestead. I've taught general ed, special ed. The last job that I had as a teacher was special ed for about 4 years and a half in a charter school, and it was a lot of work, So if you know anybody that's a teacher, or you were a teacher or something, you know it's a lot of work. So and the pay is, you know, but I love what I do. So, but as I was a teacher, I would always be doing reselling on the side. So I discovered, long story short, I won't go, I don't want to waste all the time going into this. You don't want to know like everything about me. I learned about reselling. I was driving to work I was working in a private school, driving to work. I heard this guy named Pat Flynn, Smart Passive Income. And then he had this other lady, he was interviewing somebody who was a reseller. And then she was talking about like, this is a long time ago, like over 10 years ago. I think, yeah, it's like, around 10 years ago or something like that. And then she was reselling, doing Amazon, RA, and she said she was doing like 100,000 in profit a year. And I was like, that's like more than half of what I make as a teacher. And I'm here driving, like, what am I doing in my life? Like driving to work to go like a job I don't like, and there's some lady selling stuff on Amazon. I didn't even know you could sell on Amazon. So you could sell stuff. Like, what do you mean? You just in the app, you buy stuff, So then she had like a course, she had some ebooks, got into it, started learning, opened my account, blah, 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 started doing thrift stores, garage sales, all that stuff. It was like, it was in Goodwill, everywhere, all of that. So, and I just thought it was like a side thing. I'm like, I'll make $100 a month or something, I don't know. So it wasn't like now where like, you have Instagram and YouTube and courses on it. There was nothing. Like there was nothing. So there wasn't even like Instagram, I don't think existed. There was nothing of that, no social media stuff. So started learning, grew, every year would just grow a little bit, we would put more time into it because I didn't know anything about business. I don't come from a business background or none of that. So then every year would just start growing, and I'm like, oh, I'm making some money. I was like, okay, I made $100 a month. I'm making a couple $100 more bucks a month, and every year would just grow. And then my wife was helping me too. We were both doing it. It was like a little side thing. I wasn't like on YouTube or, recording myself or something. It was just something we did at home. I was like, sell some stuff from Goodwill, see what happens. Then we started going to, all liquidation stores, like Marshall's and Publix or wherever, any store that sold stuff. I was like, let me just scan everything, Started learning more and more and more. Every year kept growing to the point, as a teacher, it was catching up to my salary. It wasn't there, but what I did, which I think is I don't want to say what most people should do, but I think it's a wise thing to do, is as you grow into it and you're making actual like money, not like $10 or something, like you're making $100 or $500 a month in your pocket, not like you have the orange bars and you're making $20,000 a month and then you're really making like $100 in your pocket. Not orange bars, like real money. Then you start putting it towards your bills. So then you start saying, okay, I'm going to pay my phone bill with Amazon or reselling, whatever you're doing, or your private label, Walmart, eBay, whatever. Then you're going to pay the phone bill. I'm going to pay the light bill. I'm going to pay the electric bill. And then you start paying your bills with this, and then your money that you're working at your job, whatever you're doing, you put it either in the savings or you pay down debt. Like you kind of start getting yourself ready if that's something you want to do full time. You want to keep it as a side. I just want to keep it a side thing. I love my job, whatever. Forget everything I'm saying. But that's just what I wanted to do. I didn't want to teach till I'm like 65. You know, I was like, I don't want to be in a classroom until I'm like almost, you know, like I don't want to retire in a classroom. I don't. I love my job and all that, but it wasn't something that I wanted to do. And I would see other teachers that are already way ahead of me, and I was like, I don't want to be that person, you know. So I said, I want to do something else, you know. So I started doing that little by little, saving up money, and then got to the point where Amazon and reselling was paying everything except for my mortgage. And I was like, okay, now I got to give it the mortgage. And I did that eventually, and then it was paying everything, and my job was just paying, I was just saving all my money. And then when it got to the point where I was good enough, I left my job, and then here I am. So that was in 2022, so long story short. So yeah, so we've sold over 2 million in sales. That was not like this year, you know, that was over all the years. So it sounds like a lot of money, but after, you know, if you've been doing this for a long time, 2 million sounds like it's millions of dollars. You know, I don't have a Lamborghini or anything, but, you know, it pays your bills, or you got to pay a lot of fees, cost of goods, software, VAs, blah, 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 blah. So it sounds like a lot of money, but in the end of the day, it's like, you can live okay. And if you do your things, right. And we mainly sell on FBA. We also sell on Walmart. I sell a little bit on eBay, mostly for like returns. I have a wholesale, I have one wholesale brand that I buy overseas, and then it just happened to sell well on eBay, and I just keep throwing it up at eBay. And I just, you know, I merchant fulfill it. I just ship it myself. I have some orders every day, and I just drop it off at the post office. And we're also an Amazon influencer since last year. I actually learned from here, from the interview that you did with Andrew. That's how I got into the influencer and with Tom and all of that. So that was great. So I have to grow that more. Like, I see people starting in like 2 months and they're killing it, and I'm like, I've been doing almost like a year, and it blew me away. So I'm still trying to grow that thing. So that's me. Now I'll go into the nitty gritty. So any questions about me? No? Everybody's good? No? Okay. Thank you. I put nice little quotes at the top. Just Chris Grant always has he puts a quote on everything. So I was like, I'm just gonna put some quotes just for fun, because like Chris Grant does it. So.
OA Challenge, Chris Grant?
Yeah, OA Challenge, Chris Grant. Yeah. He puts a quote like on everything. He's like a quote guy. He has like a vault and everything for quotes. So why you should sell on Walmart. So the first one is, I didn't type that really nice small paragraph, but it was Google AI generated, but that's why I think you should sell. So since June 2022, which was over almost 2 years ago, so there's more, 151,000 sellers. Sounds like a lot of sellers. If you Google how many sellers are on Amazon, that's nothing. So there's like, I don't know how many, I know there's either a couple million or over 1 million sellers on Amazon that are active. So it's big difference. So, it's a lot of people. Not really. Which is more than 60% higher than 2021. So there's every year they're grabbing more and more and more people. So every year the number goes up, just like Amazon. I don't know, I think I heard a statistic somewhere. I don't know if it's right or true, but I don't know how, there's like X amount of sellers like every day join Amazon. Like every single day they're getting sellers. Like I don't know if it's hundreds or thousands or something like that. There's a lot of people. Everybody's also on Amazon now. However, Walmart's network of independent sellers is much smaller than Amazon's, which has, it's around 6.2 million. I didn't finish reading my own sentence. So, but that was from Google. If that's 100% accurate, I'm not sure. So, but yeah. So it's big difference in terms of the size of the oceans of each marketplace. Less sellers equals less saturation, higher profit and ROI. So that's always good because there's less people there. So there's more profit because there aren't 50 sellers. And I'm talking about private label, we're just talking about RA, OA, all that kind of stuff. There's less sellers on a listing, so then less people tank the price, so then there's more money to be made. So that's good. The barrier entry is very high, and I'll mention that in I'll talk about that a little bit on another slide. They don't let everybody in. So Amazon, your dog could get into Amazon. You know, if you can get like a driver's license and take a picture and you can fake it, you can get into Amazon. They do verify stuff, they check things, but anybody, you know, a 16-year-old can, anybody can get into Amazon, so anybody. So as long as you pass whatever test they want to do, but with Walmart, no. Like you have to be an actual business to get into Walmart. You cannot just, I'm fulanito from the corner and I want to sell on Walmart. No, you're not going to sell on Walmart. You need to have an EIN, you need to have some kind of proof that you're a business. And they also usually want proof that you've been already selling. It's like, I've never sold anything in my life. Walmart's not for you. So you can try. I'm not saying don't try. I'm good for, I'd rather get told no than not try, you know? So, but you're probably not gonna get it. So, but you can try. You need to be an actual business. It's like Amazon was back in the day when not everything, but a lot of things are profitable. Like you can go into any store and just throw a rock and if it's profitable. Now it's not as, it's much harder. So, but is there profitable inventory? Of course, but it was easier back then. Like you can walk into any store. I can probably go in this plaza with my phone and like come out with like a few $100 and go home. You know, like now it's not that easy. But with Walmart, it's not that easy, but it is easier finding profitable inventory. Less IP complaints. Brands that are restricted gated on Amazon are not on Walmart. So for example, if you've been reselling for a while, like I'll drop some brands. So like Clinique is restricted. May you rest in peace. Kiehl's. Just this week, the fiasco was with Nike. Like a whole bunch of people got restricted in Nike. All the newbie sellers. I can still sell Nike, but and I still do every day, but other people can't. So there's those issues are always happening on Amazon. You don't really see that on Walmart because with Walmart, the IP thing. With Amazon, you sell XYZ brand. You wake up one morning and you have an email from Amazon saying, "Oh, you got an IP complaint. Great. You know, now you got to clear it or you can get deactivated." With Walmart, no. So with Walmart, usually what will happen is you'll try to list it, and it'll just flat out tell you error, and it says you can't list this brand, which is nice because then you get a heads up before you ship it. So you don't get, with Amazon, you can ship whatever you want. And then later you find out, ooh, shouldn't sell that brand anymore, you know, but they don't tell you. So it's just like, I look at it as like little traps, you know, like a little mine where you don't know which one is going to explode on you, you know. So yeah, so with Walmart, they give you at least like a heads up, they work with you. Amazon, you know, you never know. You can be selling XYZ brand for years, and then tomorrow, all of it's gated, and you have 20 IP complaints on your account out. You know, so it is what it is. And a lot of brands are not gated on Amazon. So going back to Clinique, can't sell Clinique on Amazon. You can sell it on Walmart. So think about all those brands that, oh, I couldn't sell, I really wanted to sell X brand, but they sell it and I can't. You could probably sell it on Walmart, probably. Not gonna say yes for everything, because it's some brands, there are brands that are restricted on Walmart, you just can't sell them. So, but they'll at least tell you. Or if it does get restricted, your stuff just goes to like stranded, and then you just can't sell it. Very similar to Amazon in terms of shipping and products. So they do have like a FBA. It's called WFS, which is called Walmart Fulfillment Service. It's rather new. It's been around for like a couple years. I don't know exactly how many years. I'm bad with like knowing it started on this date at this time. But even when I started, I've been on Walmart since October of 2022. And I didn't do like anything with it that year. And in 2023, like I didn't do a lot either. This year, from January to now, I've done more in sales than I did the entire of 2023. So because I really pushed Walmart more, but for various reasons that I'll get into it a little later. But it's been really good. So WFS is basically FBA, but easier. Personally, I think it's easier in terms of the shipping. So, but it has its pros and cons, but I think it's way better than FBA. Okay, so that's our results so far, so you don't think I'm just some guy talking blah blah and just up here. So I like numbers and all of that. So this year alone we've done 61,000 in sales, not in profit. So I wish that was profit. And then in March we did 20,000, and then before I came here, because I didn't fit like 3 pictures. This month so far, before I left my house, it was 16,000 in April. So every month we've been growing actually. So it's been good. It's kind of stabilizing to where you always get to a point where you're like, this is the number you more or less make like on a monthly basis. I didn't know that number because I wasn't pushing it enough. So I was just like, I made 1,000 this month. Oh, next month we made 3, and next month we made 5. So I wasn't really like attacking it as much as Amazon. So like Amazon, I know how much I make every month, more or less, even though it's retail and online arbitrage and wholesale, but I know what I make more or less every month. I'm doing it for years. Walmart, I'm still like, I don't want to say figuring it out, but I'm getting more comfortable. I'm getting into a groove, I guess, more with Walmart. So with Amazon, I got my groove. So Walmart, I'm getting there. I'm pretty comfortable with what it is, about 20,000, give or take, every month in sales. So in Amazon world with the gurus and all of that, 20,000 it's nothing, it's garbage. I do like 300,000 a month or whatever. Yeah, but then when you really look at their margins are trash. So then, but on Walmart, the margins are much higher. So you might have a $30,000-$40,000 month in sales, but your margins are a lot higher. $30,000-$40,000 a month in Amazon is not the same as a $30,000-$40,000 month on Walmart, because the fees are less, margins are higher, everything is less, So, and we could talk about fees or whatever with Walmart a little later, but just know the margins are better. So it's not the same, different marketplace. Any questions so far? I talk a lot, so no tenga pena. So, no? Good? Okay. Y'all so quiet. Okay. Pros and cons between Amazon and Walmart. So there's much more velocity on Amazon, but the profit and ROI can potentially be higher on Walmart. So the velocity is there on Amazon. We all know that. The velocity it depends on the product. But for the most part, it's not Amazon. So you can have XYZ product, you're selling wholesale or whatever. And I sell 20 a day or 20 a week, and then you might sell like 5, 6 a week on Walmart. But again, profit and ROI are higher, so that's good. And different things that you can try. So for example, you have XYZ product selling on Amazon, you can throw a few at Walmart, So now you have 2 places to send it instead of just 1. There's 50 sellers on Amazon, and it's like, oh, my ROI is like, I'm making like nothing. Well, you can still send it to Amazon, and now you can send it to Walmart, and you can have a better ROI, so you kind of can balance both, And then you can say, well, okay, I'm selling 20 a month on Walmart, I'm selling 100 a month on Amazon. But it's nice that you have now 2 places, So you're not just stuck in the little box, the cage of Amazon, Amazon's item listing is much simpler, while Walmart has a lot of issues converting items to WFS. So the number one thing that all us Walmart sellers can't stand is converting products. That is, when Walmart one day fixes that, it's going to be like, we all need, like every Walmart seller to like a party or something, they take their spouse or something out to dinner or something, because it's tough. So it's easy. It's been easier since I started. It was like a pain in the neck. What does that mean? So if you've sold on Amazon, you would know that when you list something, it just lists. Like the listing is there, you just click sell, you add your listing. Now there's 20 sellers, you're number 21. You're good, you're done. You don't have to do anything to the listing. With Walmart, you have to do things to the listing, which makes no sense because the listing's already there. Why would you have to edit or add anything? The listing has been there for like years or however long. Why should you have to add any information to the listing? With Walmart, they want you to add information. I don't know why. So you have to put a SKU, you have to put a price, you have to put the measurements, you have to put the weight, you have to put the GTIN, you have to put the country where it was manufactured, all this information. Sounds like a lot. Once you do it a lot, I don't know, 50 times, 30 times or something, then it's easy. You just click, 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 and you're done. But then sometimes you get an error. You do what they want, and then they go, oh, there's this error. And you're like, what error? And then you got to go back and fix the error. And then sometimes the error doesn't go through. And then you have to open a case with Walmart. Why didn't it go through? So it's annoying sometimes. Lately, it's been a little smoother, but it is what it is. Just like you have your issues with FBA. FBA, Amazon has all these issues with fees and fulfillment or whatever. They lost my stuff, whatever. Walmart has its own little issues, but has issues that Amazon doesn't have. Each one has like their own issues. They're very separate. So Amazon has tons of extensions, apps, scanning tools, etc., while Walmart has very few options. So right now, like, I don't go into like the developing coding weeds of Walmart, but for what I've asked of other sellers is that Walmart doesn't share their API very much, their data, like their personal data. They don't want to share it. They share they share it, but not as much as Amazon. Like Amazon will give you everything except for exactly how many items sold, a day. So like I know they tell you something like this thing sold 100 times a day or a week or whatever, but it's not like accurate. It doesn't say this sold 151 times this day and tomorrow it sold 221. Like it's not 100% accurate, but it's better than nothing. Well, Walmart doesn't give a lot of data, so people don't have a lot to work with. So you know, so there's no scanning tool. So how do you scan stuff with the Walmart app? There's no Keepa, there's no Scoutify, there's no Scan Power, there's no Inventory Lab, there's no nada. There's nothing. There's not even a rank. You don't even have a rank. All you have is reviews. But we'll get into that soon. I want to get ahead of myself. So yeah, so I already said there's no Keepa. So if you're a seasoned Amazon seller, you know what Keepa is. If you don't know what Keepa is, you need Keepa. So that's like the number one thing if you're gonna do. Well, if you're gonna do private label, it's still helpful. But if you're gonna do any other models, RA, OA, wholesale, you need Keepa. It's not like an option, you know. So it's like you need a wheel to drive a car. Like you gotta have it. So, but with Walmart, there's no Keepa. So yeah. But I'll get into how I source in a minute. I don't want to jump ahead. The few tools that are out there are not as robust, and they're often just a guess. So, are there tools? Yes. Are they great? No, they're not. So they'll swear that they're the greatest thing in the world. Like every tool, they gotta sell. They gotta sell their stuff, but they're not good. So it is what it is. So I don't have any, you know, any investment in tools. So like I can just be honest. Oh, sorry, my bad.
I don't know how to hold the questions or ask.
Oh no, dale, go for it. Yeah.
So Alex has a question of, Michael, in your experience selling on Walmart, did you ever have to dispute listings, account suspensions, and how did you go about it without the options to call their seller support?
Yeah. So a suspension, I haven't been suspended on Walmart. I haven't had to dispute a listing. Like I said, what'll happen usually is you just can't sell it. Like it'll just go, like let's say you're selling the Dasani water, and then now you just can't sell it. Like it'll just say error, and it says we have now like a contract or like some kind of partnership with the brand, and you just can't sell anymore. And then it says stranded. You do a removal order, it goes to your house, and you're done, and that's it. Nothing happens. Some brands have emailed me like they do on Amazon, and they send you the little threatening email, you stop selling our stuff, you know. I'm like, and then I just put it in a folder, and I keep selling their stuff. But until they actually, like, the threat seems credible, and then I'll consider it. But if it's just some silly email, they're saying, stop selling our things, you know, I'm like, me and the 15 other sellers that are on the listing are gonna keep selling your stuff. So it just depends how your risk tolerance is. I've been doing this for a long time, so unless it's like from a legit lawyer, I'm just not gonna pay it much. Like there's not really much that they can do. Just try to scare me, or it could literally be like another seller just pretending to be the brand, which they do that, and then they'll just try to scare you off the listing. So yeah, you do have to call seller support if it gets to the point. You have to deal with seller support. Like there's no way to like not do that. So Walmart is really good with their seller support, unlike Amazon. So like they actually work with you. Like they're more personable. You can speak to an American, which is great. And they can, they work with you. They open the case. They're very more one-on-one, I guess. They do give you the typical canned, copy-pasted response like Amazon, but usually like it's more to you. Like they really are reading your email and they really are responding to you. It's not just like you ask a question and it's like this long email like this. It has nothing to do with what you asked. And then you email them back again and they give you another long email like this and you're like, is anybody reading what I'm saying? So they do work with you. Opening an account. So it's simple to do, but you may get stuck with the EIN verification, which would happen to me. So what happened to me was I applied to Walmart. This is why I didn't do anything for a long time. I applied. I was just like a lot of people that start on Walmart. Like, I'm just going to apply to Walmart just to see what happens. I don't know. I'm on Amazon. I don't really care about Walmart. I'm good here. This is just like an eBay, like another thing to throw stuff at, whatever. I'll just open an account, see what happens, That's what I did. I didn't hear anything back from Walmart. I said, well, I guess that thing happened. I guess they just ignored me, whatever. So I think I tried to either email them or I don't remember exactly what I did. I think I tried to log in and then it said that I couldn't. I opened the case. I tried to make a different email. I got, like, the moment I would make another email to open the account again, it would immediately deny me. It would say, oh, your account's denied. I'm like, well, why, So eventually, I think like on my third email, I think I had like several emails and I just kept trying emails until I finally got in. And then I got the email that said, oh, congratulations, like you got into into the Seller Central. So you make an account. No, I'm sorry. This is before. Before it was like you would make an account, and then you would get an email saying like yes or no after like a while. Then they made it super easy. It was like your name, your number, your address, I think your phone number, and then you're in their Seller Central. And I was like, that was easy. It's like, I got in. This is crazy. It was just like, boom, I'm in. I'm like, oh, awesome. Mentira. So you get in, and then now you have to like get verified. So then is where they want to like really check, you know, if that's where they have to like accept you. If you don't have an EIN, you're not a business, just don't apply to Walmart. Because one of the first things is they want to have your EIN number. What's an EIN number? Google it. So, but it's basically an employee identification number. I'm kidding. So you need to be like a legit business. You have to have all of that set up. If you just like woke up one day and want to sell on Walmart, it's not. They're looking for more people that are already seasoned sellers. You don't have to be doing this for like 20 years or something, but they want to have what you're doing somewhat. You're an actual business, which I think is great because then it prevents competition. It puts like a lot of blocks in front of people when, unfortunately, most people are lazy and most people are not disciplined. So when they see blocks or roadblocks, they're like, oh no, I gotta like do things. Like I have to fill out paperwork and get an EIN and all this. And on Amazon, I can just, fill out a form and they call me and I show them my ID and I'm in. Like, why am I gonna bother Walmart? Like, who cares, So that kind of keeps people away, which is good. So, because then it's less competition. And it's more people that are like legitimately want to do this for real. Like they're not just like, I'm gonna go to a thrift store to throw some used junk on one, like they want to like play games. They want to do black hat stuff. They want to play games. So this kind of prevents that. It doesn't prevent it 100%. It's always gonna be like I remember Carlos said something. He said people get creative. So they're gonna get creative and they're gonna do things, but it prevents some creativity. So you need a business name. You can make it up. It's not a big deal. Your address, and you need to be in the USA. And I don't know about international sales. So I live in Dubai. I live in somewhere else. I live in Mexico. What do? I have no idea. So I'm not really sure. So yeah. So I can't help you there. But I do know they have international sellers. I just don't know like what is the process. I don't know. If you get denied immediately or you do not get a response, open a case or call them. Don't just ignore it. I've seen people, and I'm in several groups, and then they'll apply, and they're like, I got denied. Like, the moment they apply, they get the email, like, in 30 minutes or, like, 10 minutes, you're denied. We're not letting you in. The decision is final. And it says it on the email. It's like, we're not debating this. This is final. Thank you so much. Peace out. And you're like, oh, that sucks, So you get that email. First, it's discouraging, because you're like, man, I'm to sell in Walmart, and they deny me, like, in 10 minutes, So that sucks. So then you're like, forget Walmart, this sucks. Like, I don't care about Walmart. I think that's good too, in a way. It sucks that you got denied, but then at the same time, like, people won't follow up. So you need to follow up. I put Walmart's number there, so if you want to write it down, you can open a case. I recommend opening a case if you get denied, and then they kind of like follow up. Usually it's like, oh, your EIN was wrong. Maybe you put the word street and it was ST. You put your middle name, they didn't want your middle name, something technical, a little detail that you missed or they wanted or something didn't match. And then they're like, oh, yeah, oh, that's no problem, we fixed it, you're in. Which is what happened to me. Like, I was just at home, Walmart called me, and my wife, it's Walmart. I'm like, what do you mean it's Walmart? Why's Walmart calling me? And, oh, yeah, we checked everything, your AN is fine, everything. I don't even know still what I did wrong. I put it exactly how it was. And I said, oh, yeah, we fixed it. I'm like, what do you mean you fixed it? And like, oh, yeah, no, you're in. Like, so I'm in Walmart. I was, like, ecstatic. I didn't want to, like, get super excited, like with this lady on the phone, like, oh my gosh, So I was like, thank you so much, have a great day. And I was like, yes, super excited. So then I was like, finally, I got in this thing. Thank you, Jesus. So I got into Walmart. So you got to be persistent, and that's why I put welcome to Walmart, where things don't work, people don't check, and it's up to you to do your due diligence. So it's kind of like Amazon. Amazon more like handholds you. They kind of like, yeah, like, everything is kind of like set up, I guess. Like they have brand registry and they have this and they have that and you know where to click and this does this. Like Walmart is like, sometimes it's like it breaks. Like literally, like it just won't work. And then I'll be in groups and we're like, hey, did Walmart break? And they're like, yeah, it broke. It's like, we're done with Walmart for today. We're gonna just come back tomorrow because Walmart broke today. And it literally, like the website won't work. You click stuff, doesn't work. And you're like, you think it's Walmart. Like it's a multi-billion-dollar company. The website should work. doesn't always work. So you just kind of like, you got to go with it. You got to work with it, you know. So that's why I put there's no really hand-holding at Walmart, just things that sometimes don't work. But for the most part, it does. They really do improve things over time. I'm bashing them a little bit because when I started, it was rough. But it's been a lot smoother. And then they always fix things. They're like, oh, they fixed this. This used to not click, or this used to not load. Now it loads better. You know, like little things behind the scenes. You're like, oh, okay, nice, you know. So, seller fulfilled versus Walmart fulfilled. Seller fulfilled is FBM. Fulfilled by merchant, WFS is FBA. So seller fulfilled is very easy to list, just like FBM. You can go anywhere and just scan the thing and just list it on your phone on Amazon, and you can put quantity 1 and you're on the listing. You're done. You're ready to go. So it's similar to that, just there's no app. So you'd have to like go home and do it, but it's literally you just put the SKU, which you can make up. You put the price. I usually just match the buy box, or you can go a little bit higher. If it's seller fulfilled, I would just match the buy box price. If it's $19.99, you list yours at $19.99. And then you want to put the weight. I personally just put like 0.1, 0.5. I don't actually weigh the thing. I just don't. So I just put a number and adelante, and I just list it. So the downside is you may have issues with, so then with seller fulfilled, there's a little bit of a downside. So you might have issues with tracking, USPS not scanning it, or the customer saying they never received the item. So Walmart, if you've ever shopped at Walmart, you know you can return like anything to Walmart. Like you don't need a receipt, you don't need nothing. You can just like walk in and say, I drank half this water bottle, I want a receipt, I want a refund. They're like, sure, you know, and they don't care. You know, like for the most part. You know, I'm not saying to literally do that, but you know it's pretty easy like to return stuff in Walmart. Like as long as you have your receipt, or it's on your phone, or they look you up, they give you the money back. So the same with selling, so which kind of sucks. So they might buy from you, and they might just go to Walmart and say, I don't want this thing anymore, and they just get a refund. So the refunds are heavier on Walmart than Amazon, because with Amazon you got to ship it back, you have to click stuff on the website. It's a little more work for you. You got to drive to UPS or have a pickup, you know. But if you're going to shop at Walmart, you're like, I'm just going to go customer service and drop this thing off, and you're good. So it's a little easier for them to. There's less barrier to return. The downside is, which sucks sometimes with seller fulfilled, you'll print the label like you do with FBM on Amazon. You put it in the bag or the box, and then you bring it to USPS, and they scan it and they ship it. But then Walmart would say, oh, the USPS guy didn't scan it. It says late carrier scan. And you're like, he scanned it in front of my face. What do you mean it's late? You know, like I just dropped it off today. It's not late. I just dropped it off. So it's Walmart's metrics, like they really track the seller fulfilled, like they just like Amazon, but Amazon has like more time for you to ship things. Walmart wants it like ASAP. Like you need to ship it like next day or same day or something. Like they want stuff quick. They're not playing games. Yeah.
Can you just hit the hide there?
Oh yeah. Good point. Yeah, my bad. Yeah. Yeah. So just keep that in mind. That's why I personally do WFS like for everything. I try not to do seller fulfilled because they're so strict. Some people do seller fulfilled, like they do like 50 to 100 orders a day, and they're just there, bam, 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 and they're just shipping stuff. And you can do that. You could legit go to a store, list stuff on Walmart, it'll sell, and just ship it right back out really fast. But again, just keep in mind you got to be on top of it. You got to treat it like a business. You can't just be like, ship it next week. I'm going on vacation. I'm with my family. Don't do that. You know, just don't list it. So with WFS, you can do that. You can be on vacation and you're just getting orders like FBA. Pros of using WFS, you don't have to label items, which is great. So if you've ever shipped anything FBA, you know you have to label every single little thing. You don't have to do that on Walmart. There's no labeling at all, unless the barcode does not match the item. So if I'm going to ship this Dasani bottle and I scan this barcode in Walmart and it matches this bottle, I'm good. If I scan this bottle and a listing pops up that says pack of 6, like a case, not good. So then you have to print the barcode. If it's a 2-pack, so it's the water bottle and another water bottle, like I don't know, a berry flavor and a cherry flavor, you have to print the barcode because when you scan the cherry flavor, they're both not going to pop up, so that's not going to work. Yeah, or if it's a bundle or multi-pack, a shampoo and a conditioner, 2 shampoos, 2 bars of soap, whatever. You just need to print the barcode and you put it in the poly bag and you're good. Shipments check in faster for the most part. Oftentimes in Amazon. I've had Amazon for FBA check in like a month later, you know, or like 3 weeks later. With Walmart, sometimes I ship to Davenport. I just did a shipment what's today's? Yeah, Saturday, yesterday. And there's 7 boxes in my house, and it's gonna go to Davenport, Florida. And it's probably gonna get there by like well, I ship some Monday, so it'll be there by like Wednesday or Thursday. And it'll probably be already listed and selling by Friday. So it's pretty quick. So at least in Miami, I ship either to Davenport or to Georgia. And Georgia's a little longer, and their fulfillment center takes usually a little longer to process. It's a little bit of a nightmare, but Davenport's pretty quick. So, but that's nice too, because then you check in stuff faster. I think I was supposed to finish a sentence here, but I didn't finish it, so my bad. Any questions on that so far? No? Self-explanatory? Okay. Cool. Yes.
I set up the Walmart survey while you were presenting.
Yeah.
But I have a quick question. It says that part of it is setting up your payment account.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
you
yeah.
only do it through Payoneer or?
Through Hyper Wallet, I think it's called. Yeah, I use Payoneer. I don't really know the difference. I just set up Payoneer. The payment, so she's asking how the payment method. So with Amazon, you set up your bank account, and that's it. With Walmart, like your bank account is connected to Payoneer. I don't know why they do that. But basically you get paid every 2 weeks. And then they have a 90-day hold on your account. You might want to double check, but I'm pretty sure it's 90 days. So then it's like every 2 weeks you'll get paid. And just like Amazon, which sucks, they have like a reserve and they'll just hold your money. Like the whole part of it. So let's say they're going to give you 1,000, you'll get like 600 and Walmart will hold 400. And then you'll get, whatever chunk the next 2 weeks, and then they always hold a piece, and it's annoying because it's like you don't get all your money till like months later. So then it's a little bit frustrating because they're like, I'm putting all this money into inventory and I'm not getting all of it back, and it's there, and it's just sitting there in like an escrow, So it's annoying. But yeah, so I would just pick Payoneer. That's what I did, and it's good. It just goes straight to your bank account. I just get a deposit, and there's no fees, there's no nothing, and it's pretty quick. Oh yeah, sorry. Oh yeah, if you want to use the box thing. Hi.
So if there's not a software like Keepa for Walmart, how is your criteria for picking out products that's for Walmart?
That's exactly what on my next one. But let me.
Never mind
No, but you're good.
Okay.
I would answer, but then I'm gonna answer it twice. But I'm gonna show you. But thank you. No, I actually use Keepa, and I'll explain. So WFS is like FBA. You get the buy box more often, less hassle with Walmart if the item is late or doesn't arrive, so you don't have to worry about, just like Amazon, you have to worry about none of that, customer service, shipping, and of course, Walmart can ship it late, nothing happens. You ship it late, pow pow. So it's just like Amazon. Like you can ship it late, but Amazon, like you have Prime, it's supposed to get there next day, then you get an email, it's late, and I'm like, if I tell my customer on Amazon, I'm gonna be late a day, like Amazon will, pow pow. So it's like, you can do it, I can't. So it's safer for your metrics, less for you to worry about. So I recommend if you're gonna do this, do seller fulfilled, try it out, see how it's like, and then just do the WFS. So you can get the headache off of you. You don't need to separate them by box. So if you've ever done RA, OA wholesale, it's annoying. So Amazon will tell you, these 20 things go in this shipment, and then these 30 things go here, and then these 2 things, for some reason, go to this other warehouse. And you're like, why can't the 2 things go in the box with the 30 things, But it is what it is. Walmart, they don't care. They just tell you, you have 150 things, you just put them in the box, and you close the box. You don't have to tell Walmart, I put these things in this box. They don't care. They just want to know, is it a single SKU or a mixed SKU? Mixed SKU is, it's mixed. So you can put whatever in the box. You can even mix it up. You can put you're gonna ship the water bottles and you have 50 water bottles, you can put 20 in one box and 30 in another box. You don't have to put all 50 in the one box. Because sometimes they don't fit, So you're like, I have 10 and only 8 fit here, I'm gonna put the other 2 here. They don't care. So, which is nice. So it's easier to ship. With Amazon, it's like a puzzle, It's like, okay, I have all my stuff. Now I gotta separate it all. Especially if you're doing RA, OA, and wholesale, wholesale's easier because it's case packed. But RA and OA is like, you gotta separate everything. And you're like, okay, I have 300 things. 70 here, 20 here, and it's a pain in the butt. And then you're there for 4 hours doing a shipment. So, and then what I do is I just put stuff, how we do it is I have a scanner, I scan the product in to their shipment. It's like the send to FBA page, but Walmart's is very old school. It's just a white blank page, and you just put the UPC. I scan it with a scanner because it's faster. Instead of having to type or look for the item or whatever, I just get my scanner, I go beep, scan it. It shows up on the screen, I click it, and then I put quantity 4, and then it tells you individual or case pack. Most of the time, if you're not doing wholesale, it's individual. You click individual and you're done. You put it in the box. You get the next thing, scan, or you type it, whatever, put it in the box. Box is full, you're good, and it can be over 50 pounds. So try to stay under 50. Don't be like some people, like, I'm gonna do 49.5. No, just stay like at 40, the 30s. Don't get funny, don't get creative. You don't want Walmart to think that it was really 51 and you put 49 and UPS or FedEx, you should put FedEx, which I didn't think I put that here. So with Amazon, you ship with UPS, with Walmart, you ship with FedEx. It's FedEx ground. So try to stay like in the 30s and the 40s, and then just, you're done with the box. I write box 1 on the box with a Sharpie, and then I put it aside, box 2, boom, boom, box 2, box 3, box 4, and I put the weight on the box. So that way I don't have to weigh it twice. I don't want to weigh it and say, oh, it's 30 pounds. And then when you get to the shipment, you're like, how much was box 1? Was it 25? Was it 27? I don't remember. I have to weigh it again. So you know, little hacks like that help you save time. The buy box is given more to WFS sellers, and you can become a pro seller. So if you're familiar with eBay, there's a top-rated seller. Have you ever seen those little, looks like a little ribbon thing, and it says top-rated seller. So you get that too on Walmart. It's called a pro seller. So they have certain criteria. If you do WFS, it's almost like you automatically get it, because if you just keep shipping stuff in, it's like in 90 days you have to sell, I think it's 200 units, I think. I might be wrong, I should have double checked that, but I think it's 200 units or so in 3 months, which is, you can do that in 1 month. So it's not that hard. And you get the buy box more when you're a pro seller. So you can be like, sometimes you can even be $4 or $5 or higher than the buy. So the buy box is $19.99 and you're $25, and you'll kick them out of the buy box and you get the buy box, which is nice. So you can be like $3, $4, $2, $3 higher, and you just stay there. Like like Walmart will park you in the buy box and you're chilling until you're out. You know, there's huh?
Like, does Walmart compete against the sellers?
Yes, yeah, they compete, but unlike Amazon, they share it a little more. Usually you have to beat them, but sometimes with Amazon, like, they'll play games with you, like they're at $19.99, and then you beat them, and then they'll kind of go down with you until, like, you know, it's like $3, and their Amazon will go $2.99, you know, and you're like, we were at 20 and we got down to 3. Like Walmart, you can beat them by a little bit, and they'll like leave you alone, and then you get the buy box. But they're a little more friendly, I guess. Like Amazon is like, we're here, party's over, you know, you need to leave, you know. So it's kind of like that, like, party's over, guys, you know, unless you can beat them like a good chunk. What should you sell on Amazon? So everybody's like, I don't know, what do I sell on Walmart? I mean, on Walmart, I'm sorry, I said what do I sell on Amazon. Items you already sell on Amazon. So that's what I started doing. So the first thing was like, I don't know what to sell on Walmart. I've never sold here before. I just started scanning stuff that I was going to ship anyway, since I do RA, OA wholesale, and I'm like, I have this stuff here in my house. Might as well just scan it, see if it's good on Walmart. Surprise, surprise, a whole bunch of stuff was like way more expensive on Walmart, and I'm like, this is like $17 on Amazon. This is like $25 on Walmart. I'm like, you're going to Walmart. So it'd be like 5 for Amazon, like 3 for Walmart, 2 for Amazon. 4 for Walmart, 2 for Amazon. And I just started separating. And that's how I started. I didn't really even scan for Walmart. Like, I was just separating stuff because I didn't know really, like, what do? I don't know. And I didn't know anybody that was doing this already, so I was like, I don't know what to do. So returns, if they're new, you know, Amazon gives a lot of returns. If you get returns, scan them to see if they sell on Walmart. Walmart's very good with, which is good, I like it. They're good with quality. So like if you send them some beat up box that's like all dirty and nasty, they'll send it right back to you. So they won't even like try to list it. So they actually inspect your stuff, unlike Amazon. Like they'll actually check it, and then they'll take a picture of it and everything, and they'll send you an email and say, hello, so-and-so, this is Katie from Walmart. We noticed that you sent this thing, and you look at the condition, and unfortunately we can't send this to the customer. We're gonna return it back to you. And like they're very polite and kind about it, and they'll send you an email, and you're like, huh, yeah, that box is pretty bad. Yeah, okay, thank you. And then you get it back. So just send like good condition. Like pretend it was like for a gift for somebody. So you don't want to send like the beat up returns from Amazon. Restricted items, IP complaints, so that brand that you love to sell from Kohl's or whatever, that now you can't sell, check it for Walmart. So scan it with Walmart. If you can sell it, send it their way, which I sell honestly a lot of brands and just by chance, not like I intentionally do it. Well, some I intentionally do. So some brands I intentionally know that they cannot be sold on Amazon, and I sell them on Walmart. And then there's some brands that I don't know if I can or not. Like I haven't even checked. But I know that there's a whole bunch of these brands that I know for sure should have no business selling on Amazon, but they sell just fine on Walmart. And I guess either the brand hasn't caught up, they don't care, it's harder for them to complain. I'm not really sure, and I don't really care because I'm making some money, so I'm just quietly selling it until I get, one day they show up and say the party's over, but right now the party's still going. So that's good because you have more flexibility on Walmart. Check items, so what else can you sell? Check if items have a lot of sellers or the price is very low on Amazon, but it has a good rank on Keepa. So I would look at rank in Keepa. I still use it as a data point. I don't live and die by Keepa and rank on Walmart because you'll scan stuff on Amazon. It's not even, you'll scan stuff on Walmart and then you check it on Amazon, it's not even on Amazon. But it has like 300 reviews, 20 reviews on Walmart, and it's selling, and you're like, I have no Keepa, no rank on Amazon. I don't know if this thing sells or not. And and sometimes in the beginning, I noticed there was a lot of toys. So if you know also with Amazon, the toy compliance that you get the emails, oh, you can't sell this because you need some paperwork to prove that this is like kid friendly. They do that a little bit with Walmart, but not that much. And then eventually, if nobody turns in those papers on Amazon, listing disappears. So I would scan toys, and I'm like, oh, this is a really good toy. How's this not on Amazon? Probably, I'm guessing, that happened. So nobody turned in the paperwork, item's gone. But it has like 200 reviews or 50 reviews on Walmart, and it's super profitable. So I can get it, I'm buying it for like $6.99, and it's like $18 on Walmart. And I'm like, well, you're going to Walmart, I don't, let's see what happens. So you gotta test stuff. You'll find items that are selling sometimes for twice or even 3 times the price on Walmart. So you'll buy it for $4.99 and you can sell it for $20. I buy stuff all the time. I get like 200% ROI, 150% ROI. It'll cost me like $4 and I'll make 10 on Walmart. It'll be $20 and I'll make 25 on Walmart or 15. It's like the ROI sometimes is pretty crazy. And I gave some categories there. Again, you can sell anything, but the categories that have worked well for me thus far, grocery, toys, beauty, health, personal care, anything just like Amazon, So if you've been selling in the space for a while, those are usually the very popular categories. You can do clothing and stuff like that, but I haven't tested enough clothing and shoes on Walmart to tell you, go sell Nike on Walmart. I don't know, but I haven't tested it enough. I think clothing and shoes are more on Amazon. I think they're better there. Because when you think Walmart, you don't think Nike and Adidas, right? You usually think like, I want to buy like the cheapest, some shirt that's like $7.99 on clearance because I need a shirt from my job or something. You're not thinking like, I'm going to go buy the new Nike whatever or the new Under Armour whatever from Walmart. It's not really like, you think of that maybe on Amazon. Like Amazon has everything, But Walmart, you don't think like high-end, like I'm going to buy the Coach bag on Walmart. Like you don't think that, But you'll buy it on Amazon, So think how a customer would think on Walmart. I'm not saying Walmart's cheap, but Walmart is not like it's not Whole Foods. You're not gonna go to Whole Foods and buy like cheap stuff. You're gonna like spend a lot of money when you go there. When you think Walmart, you're trying to save some money. It's good quality, but it's inexpensive. So think like the customer. How do you know it'll sell? There's no Keepa, there's no rank, and there's no metric at all, except for reviews. That's really the only. And then sometimes the reviews are old. So you can look at the date of the review. You can check that also. There's softwares like DataSpark or Wally Smarter. I don't really like DataSpark, no offense to them, but I do like Wally Smarter. But it's not as robust. Like Wally Smarter gives you an estimated sales. So it'll say, we estimate this thing sells 20 times per month. But does it really sell 20 times per month? We don't know. It's an estimate. So I look at it again as a point of data. So just like you look at Amazon, you have reviews, you have rank, you have Keepa, you have other sellers, blah, blah, blah. It's all data to kind of come to a conclusion. Should I sell this thing or not? You do it the same way. You want to look at it as a point of data. Stick to reviews. I sell stuff, though, that has no reviews on Walmart. And I sold something the other day, and then when I looked at it, I'm like, oh, it doesn't have any reviews. But it had a really good rank on Amazon, but it had no reviews on Walmart. So, you got to test a lot. So that's why I put at the last point, test. You got to test stuff. So you just don't buy something that costs $70. You want to buy stuff that's like $4.99, $6.99, like cheap stuff. Throw it at Walmart, see what happens. Stick to reviews, price. So how do you know? How are you going to make profit? Because there's no calculators, there isn't like an Amazon calculator. With the Amazon app, you can scan it and you can see, oh, okay, my profit is $5. This thing costs $2, so I'm going to make $3. You can do the simple math. You don't have that on Walmart. There's no calculator. So you're literally using the Walmart, like the app from Walmart, the regular shopper app. So there's no like special app or something. So what I do is I'll scan it, and if it's $25 and I'm getting it for 10, so that's 2.5 the price, right? So I want it more than double. So if I'm gonna buy it for 20, I don't want to sell it for 40. I want to sell it for like 47, 48, around there. I prefer 3 times. So if I'm buying it for 20, I want to sell it for 60. That I know is like I'm making good money, but at least more than double. So I try to go for 2.5. So you got to do some quick math in your head. And if you're still in doubt, like I don't know if I should buy this thing, check Amazon sales rank. So if the rank is like 10,000, 5,000, really, really low, is probably going to sell on Walmart. You have a much higher chance. The rank is like 1 million on Amazon, probably not going to sell on Walmart, but it might. You got to test. But the threshold of risk is a little wider when the rank is 1 million on Amazon, when the rank is 10,000 on Amazon. 10,000 rank is not 1 million rank. So if it sells on Amazon, it'll likely sell on Walmart.
Sorry, is that just your criteria for buying, that it has to be 2.5 to 3 cost price, or do you review margins as well?
No, that's basically my criteria, yeah. So when you mean reviewing margins, like the margin price?
Yeah, no, your gross margin and net margin. Because sometimes you'll find products that at 2.5, it's like 0 margin.
Oh, no, but on Walmart, because on Amazon you mean, right?
On Amazon, yeah.
That's true. So on Amazon, yeah, today, 2024, Amazon should be at least 3 times, like, to start. Like, if you're gonna buy something for $10, you can't sell it for 20 on Amazon, because Amazon will take like 60% of the fees, and then you have the shipping, and then you have the placement fees, and then blah, 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 and then you're left with like 10 cents, So you need to at least have 3 times, like, to start. With Walmart, 3 times is like, you're good, like, you just paid for dinner, like, you're good, So with Walmart, the fees are much less, so the margins are better. Because with Walmart, the fees are only 15%, that's their fee, and then they have, if it's a pound or less, it's $3.45, the fulfillment fee. With Amazon, the fulfillment fees are always like very different per item, like they check the measurements and they check all these things, and it's like $7, $10. With Walmart, it's $3.45 if it's a pound or less. If it's more than a pound, I think it goes, if anybody wants to correct me, I think it's like $4.25 or $4.45, it's 4 something. Let's say like $4.50. So I usually add on like another $1. But that's when it's more than a pound. Usually heavier stuff sells for more. Like a water bottle's not that heavy, but if I'm gonna buy a toy that's like this big, it's probably gonna sell for more money because it's bigger, So usually if it's heavier, usually sells for more, so then I have more room in my margin, But if I'm gonna sell a little lipstick, it better sell for like a lot of money because it's really tiny, So, but yeah, the margins are really, really good on Walmart because it's just those 2 fees. There's no placement fees. The shipping, at least for me, has been cheaper on Walmart than Amazon. What else? I don't have to buy that many supplies. I don't have to buy labels. I don't have to, there's no like random fees that Amazon decides to make up one day. They're like, we have a new blank fee, like a box fee or something. They just make up fees like out of nowhere that never existed. And now all of a sudden they exist because Amazon said it exists. So, and it is what it is. I still sell on Amazon. It's annoying, but there's like 20,000 fees. Like even when I go into Inventory Lab and I see the fees, they're like this long, and it's like everything has like a name. I'm like, what are all these fees? So with Walmart, it's just 2, it's 15% and the fulfillment fee, and that's it. There's no like hidden fee, extra fee, well, there's a storage fee. They do give you storage fees, but they're much lower than Amazon. So Amazon is like they don't want your stuff in their warehouse, and they start tacking on fees until you're paying like $2 here in fees, and you're like, I need to get rid of this stuff, when it's FBA. And then yeah, just test. I would just send in like a few items and see how it goes, and if it's selling well, send more, Let me see how I am on time. Okay, I got like 15 minutes. Okay, okay, I got 2 more slides. So this one is really quick. So this is my last slide. Yeah.
So no brands are gated on Walmart?
There are brands that are gated on Walmart. So I'll give you a few. So anything that's a Walmart brand, you can't sell. So like Mainstay is one, Better Home and Garden is another one, Adventure Force. Trying to think off the top of my head, but anything that's like Walmart owns it, you can't sell it.
Let's say big major brands like Nike, Adidas, like that, those aren't gated?
Some are and some aren't. What I usually do is like Nike, I don't think is gated. I don't know if it's Under Armour or Adidas. I think one of them are gated. I forget. But like on Amazon, like everything's gated. Yeah, so it's actually pretty simple to get ungated. It'll say like error, you can't list this thing. And you open a case, and then you're gonna say, hey, I would like to sell Adidas. You know, and then they're gonna send you an email. It's weird. They ask you like a bunch of questions, and they're gonna say, basically you say yes to all the questions. They're gonna say, are you able to like legally purchase the product? Yes. Have you sold this product before? Yes. Can you buy from a U.S. distributor? Yes. You know, it's like, basically like, are you legitimately buying these products? You say yes to everything. How long have you sold this product or this brand? You say 3 years, you know, however long you've actually been selling it. Then they want an invoice, and then you just send them the invoice. Doesn't have to be like Amazon where it's like 10 products, the exact same product. I tested it and I just sent, like I think it was a Disney product. Yeah, it was a Disney thing. And it was the Disney thing I bought on Disney.com like from like 11 months ago. And it wasn't even, they were wrong, completely different item. And I just sent it and I got ungated. And you get an email that says, congratulations, you can now sell Disney. I'm like, okay. So it's very simple. They don't do like a lot of back and forth, and we don't like this distributor. They just want to make sure like it's an actual receipt. You answer their questions and you're good. Some of them are like hard gated. They're like, you're not, like the Walmart stuff, there's no way around that. There's just, you can't.
The makeup brands you said are doing.
Yeah, like I haven't bumped into a makeup brand that I can't sell. So like Clinique, you can't sell now on Amazon, but you can on Walmart. So that's a little hint, nudge, nudge if you want to try what do I sell? Go sell Clinique. So, or anything else.
What did you say the 2 fees were?
15% is their referral fee, and then the fulfillment fee is $3.45, under a pound. Yeah, once it gets to a pound and up, the heavier it gets, the more the fulfillment fee is. I don't know like the exact, like, I should have put that there. That's a good question. That helps me to know that for next time, but there's like tiers, like the heavier it is, they tack on a little more in fulfillment fee.
Gotcha.
But that's it, it's just those two. So it's pretty simple to like figure out the math. With Amazon, you need like a bunch of calculators, you know.
Yeah, it's a bunch of fees.
Yeah, because you don't know, yeah, and then they change it, like tomorrow they'll change the fee, you know. So sourcing strategies, retail arbitrage. Go to any store that you normally do RA, scan it with the Walmart app. I just gave you the secret, that's the secret. That's basically what I've been doing mainly, and it's great. So, and which stores? Any store at all, because that's usually what people always ask. And even with whenever, because I'm also, like Carlos had mentioned, I'm also with the Proven Amazon course with Jim Cockrum, and I'm also a coach with them. And that's usually what the question is. Where do I source? I don't know where to go. Everywhere has, as long as they sell physical products, you can probably flip it somewhere for a profit. So with Walmart, I would just recommend, you know, just try any store. You can go, and I'll mention this one here, to Walmart. There's people making a killing just going to Walmart and selling it on Walmart. Why? What does that make any sense? Why would you buy it in Walmart and sell it on Walmart? So your Walmart store has stuff that is in that Walmart. It is not online. So I'll look for Fisher, huh?
Yeah, summer stuff in Miami.
Yeah, summer stuff in Miami, and then like, but it's in the Walmart on Kendall Drive and whatever. But when you scan it with the Walmart app, it's like $29.99 on Walmart.com, like to sell it, like to buy it. But then it's like on clearance on this Walmart for like $4, and you're like, why is it $4? It's $29 on Walmart, because your clearance store has, that's just like any clearance. So that clearance is there on that clearance. It's not like online clearance, you know. So if you buy it, you can buy it for like $4 or $5, $6, whatever the price. And then it's like $20 on Walmart, because there's a reseller on there that already did what you're doing. They found it in their clearance, and they put it from $4, they put it to 20, you know. And then there's only like 2 people selling it. So then you're like, oh, I could be number 3, selling it at 20, and I'm buying it for 5. There's people making like if you thought my numbers, oh wow, like there's people doing like almost like 100,000, or I saw there's a lady I follow on Instagram doing like 100,000 in sales 1 month on Walmart. So I was like, you know, and it's all like RA, OA type of stuff. So as long as you put in the work, like the money's out there. Just that's why I love retail arbitrage, because no offense, but people are lazy. So people won't go to the stores, they don't want to drive, they don't want to get out, blah, blah, blah. But then that's cool, because then it leaves more money for me. So then I'll go and get it. And it's like, yeah, you just watch Netflix, and I'm gonna go make like $300 in the Walmart down there, you know, or whatever, in like an hour and a half, you know. So there's opportunity out there. Just people gotta go and get it. So huh? Yeah.
Whenever you say scan by Walmart app, is there like an app like an Amazon seller app or just
The Walmart app, like the regular, like the, do you have the Walmart app, like the shopping app, or no? It's the same app. So you literally just, I have the Walmart app here. It's literally that app. You just press the scan button and you scan the product. That's all I do. That's the secret. So there's really like, there's no like secret, like specials app. No hay nada. There's nothing out there. The day that somebody makes it, it'll be great. I think Walmart supposedly, I heard through the grapevine that they're gonna make a seller app, but it's not out yet. But because they're still very new. Like they've been around for years, the platform, but they don't have like anything. So like there's no app, they have a calculator, Walmart calculator that they have, but it's not, you know, it's okay. But you have to like type everything, and it's annoying. But yeah, so you just use the regular Walmart app. You can just go today if you want to like get like, oh wow, you know, go to a store and just pull out the Walmart app and just start scanning, like go to clearance or just anything and just start scanning stuff. And you'd be surprised. You're like, this is $5 in Publix. This is $17 in Walmart. Like why? Why is this $17 in Walmart? That's what happened to me at first. I was like, why is this so expensive in Walmart? Like Walmart is like an inexpensive store. Like this shouldn't be. Publix should not be cheaper than Walmart. You know, like Publix is not like super cheap store. It's a great supermarket, but it's not like. It's not Sedanos, it's not Precedente, you know, like, it's Publix. So you're like, that doesn't make any sense. And then so I would send it and it would sell, and I'm like, people are crazy. People are spending this much for like this thing. But it's just like Amazon, when the light bulb switches on you and you're like, wow, people will pay $25 for this $4 thing. Like, that doesn't make sense, but they'll pay it, you know, because they can't find it. They're in the middle of nowhere, whatever. They want it arriving at their door in a little box, nice and neat. So they pay the premium, so. OA, so let me run so I don't get pop out. I'm going overtime. OA is the same thing, just like RA. If you don't know what online arbitrage is, you're buying online from websites. Same thing with Walmart. You just you look it up on Walmart and you just compare prices. That's basically all you do. So you can go on Kohl's.com, on Target.com, whatever.com, and then look it up on Walmart and then just compare. If it's $5.99 in Target and it's $15 on Walmart, give it a try. Yes, sir.
Like a profit threshold, like if you look for something, it's like I'm not selling it unless it's at least.
Yeah, so that's why I mentioned over here, I just try to go in my head, like if it's $7 in Target and it's $14 in Walmart, I won't even bother. But if it's $7 and it's 2.5, so it's like $20 or $19, then I'm gonna be like, okay, now let's dig a little deeper. Let's look at Keepa. Does it have reviews? At least 2.5. You can sometimes do double. So sometimes you can buy stuff for 20 and flip it for 40. You'll still make a profit. You're not gonna go negative, but you may make like 20% ROI, 25. Some people, they're like, 25% is amazing. For me, I'm like, that's trash. So I want like 40, 50% and up, like for me, on Walmart. I know Amazon, like there's some people that 10% is like amazing. They're like, I made 10% ROI. I'm like, how do you sleep at night? Like, I don't understand how you can make 10% ROI on Amazon. But some people do that and they're happy, and you know, God bless them. So I can't. But let's see, Walmart alert you. Yeah, I already mentioned about Walmart alerting if you can't sell a brand. You can do Amazon to Walmart. So this is interesting. So you can buy from Amazon and you could sell it on Walmart. So you know Amazon is notorious for like dropping prices to nothing, and they'll go negative and they don't care, and they'll, you know, it'll be like $20 and now it's like $6.99. You're like, why is it $6.99? You know, but it is, and you buy it, like for you personally. Well, you go check on Walmart if it's $6.99. It's probably $20 like it's supposed to be. And Amazon has it for $6.99. You're like, huh, okay. So well, Amazon's gonna ship it to you quick. It's gonna be new. You know, it's Amazon, so it's a good company to buy from. And then you just throw it up on Walmart. They're two different companies, so there isn't like a, you know, Walmart probably doesn't like that, but they don't know. So, you know, we're not, we're not talking about drop shipping or anything like that. We're talking about it getting to your house. You open the Amazon box, you package it, and you ship it back to Walmart. We're not talking do not do drop shipping. You will get kicked out. Some people try to get creative, and they try to do that. You're gonna get suspended ASAP. So don't do that.
Do you use are you using any software, like tactical arbitrage to run those?
Yeah, you can. I've used software. I haven't used TA for that, but you could. So you can scan stuff. They have an Amazon to Amazon flip scan on TA, so you could do that. Wally Smarter has one, which I mentioned somewhere. Yeah, over here. So Wally Smarter has an Amazon to Walmart arbitrage scanner. So it'll scan Amazon and it'll compare it to Walmart. It's not the best because sometimes I'll check and it's just like the prices are wrong. Sometimes though it is accurate, like it'll say Amazon's $7.99 and Walmart's $20. And when you check, you're like, oh snap, it is. And it'll tell you the sales, it'll tell you everything. You're like, nice, you know? So there are tools.
Yeah, it's the same thing with tactical arbitrage. You need a VA to.
You need a VA, yeah.
Because by the time you run the report,
Yeah.
that night, sometimes you do it the whole night. The next day, the prices have already changed.
They flip, yeah.
That's why.
Yeah, and if you're late, it's like I missed the sale. So, and wholesale, you can do wholesale. Well, I'm actually interested in hearing that Carlos mentioned a podcast. This lady that does wholesale. Like I need to listen to that podcast. You can give you a personal example real quick. There's a wholesaler I buy from locally here in Miami. I was buying it for Amazon stuff, but sometimes their stuff is like real cheap. Like I'll compare it to Amazon, and it's like they're selling it for like $2.50, $3. On Amazon, it's like $6.99, and I'm like, there's nothing there. Like there's no profit at all. And then they have all these people buying stuff. I'm like, I don't know how they're selling it because there's like no money here. I said, let me check Walmart. And then on Amazon, it's like $6.99, $7. Walmart is like $13. I'm like, I'm buying this for $2.70 or like $10 or $11. Be honest, like between 10 and 13 bucks. And I'm getting for like $2.70, $2.50, and I'm like, Amazon, these prices are trash. Like they're like $6.99, or sometimes they're almost like I'll show it to the lady and I'll be like, this is your price and this is what it is on Amazon. Like it's almost the same. Like this doesn't work. But then I look on Walmart and I'm like, this is like 3 times. Like it'll be like $5.99 on Amazon. It's like 10 on Walmart, and it has like a 2,000 rank on Amazon. I'm like, this is amazing. So I took a whole bunch of it and I tested it, and I still to this day I still buy from that wholesaler and I'm selling it on Walmart. So wholesale is great because there's accounts that you're like, they've been picked to the bone clean by other sellers, but they didn't check Walmart. So when you check Walmart, you're like, oh snap, nobody checked this, or like nobody's doing it, you know? So then when you actually check it, you're like, oh, this sucks on Amazon, but this thing's like 2 times, 3 times the price on Walmart and has an amazing rank and all of that on Amazon. This makes sense, you know? And then you can just kind of get in there, but using Walmart. So you can also use that as like a thing. Like, I'm not taking Amazon sellers anymore. Well, I sell on Walmart. Oh, you sell on Walmart? Well, that's different, you know. How do you decide? Okay, you know, and then it's a different conversation, you know. So you can play that game too. So and I mentioned Wally Smarter also has a wholesale checker, so you can check. Because then the next question is, how do I check the 20,000 SKU sheet from the wholesaler? You can use Wally Smarter, or you can get a VA, or you know, there's different things you can do. So these are tools today. Tomorrow there might be a different tool, but today these are the tools that I personally use. Ecom Circles, it has a Chrome extension, it's free. If you ever use RevSeller, AZ Insight, SellerAmp, anything like that, it's a calculator, but it's free, which is great. So you don't have to pay. I would pay for their calculator. Like, I don't know why they don't charge, but hopefully they don't listen, so they don't charge anything. Sellergrate, also free. They have plans, but I don't use them because I just need their dashboard. So if you've ever seen Sellerboard, it's a tool that shows you like your profit and loss and your numbers. So that's another question. How do you know what you made? What are your numbers? Blah, blah, blah. Sellergrate is free. It shows you like, it goes only back 1 month. So if you want to see like everything, your whole scope of the profit and loss of the whole year, you got to pay, I think it's $27 a month, which is nothing. So, and they have like reports. They show you the returns. It's like a robust tool that shows you like all your numbers, like the behind the scenes of all your business, all the reports. Instead of, it's just like Amazon. Like when you pull a report from Walmart, it's like this giant Excel sheet and has all these numbers and rows, and you don't even know what it is. This thing takes those reports and it makes it, you know, like you can actually understand what's on the report. Wally Smarter is good, has the estimated sales feature, wholesale sheet scanner, and like I said, the Amazon to Walmart arbitrage also has a Walmart to Amazon, so it'll check both. I haven't used that one, but I'm more looking at it for the Amazon to Walmart. That interests me more. And if Walmart has a free repricer, you do not have to pay for one. It's actually good, unlike Amazon's. But I use a paid one because I can manipulate it a little better, and I can put strategies and stuff. With Walmart, it's just like you put them in, you put a max, and that's it. There's no fancy stuff. There's no strategies and liquidation and nothing. Put them in a max, see, that's it. So, and then I also, you don't have to take a picture if you want to use that. I thought ahead because I was like, people are probably going to want to know, where's the link? So you can use that. I made a little Google document, and then it has all my links there. So, yeah. So that's basically it. If you have any questions, I have like no time left, so I finished right on 3:30. Yeah? So if you...
We have a question on the stream. Just
Sure.
start running the stream if we can prioritize that.
Sure. Name it. I finished right at 3:30, not bad.
Does sellers from other countries must have EAN number?
I think so, but I'm not really sure. Yeah, that I'm not sure. I know that there's international sellers, like there's a lot of Chinese sellers in other countries, but I'm not really sure of like the step-by-step. I've never done it, so I'm not really sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's do this, because we're going to continue the questions, obviously, but let me wrap up the stream, so we're at 3:30. I'm going to kill the stream, now you can just do the questions, I guess, from here.
Okay. That's it, or? Okay. Any questions?
I have a question.
Yes, sir.
When you send your products to Walmart, do you polypack them or?
Yeah, so I pack them like I would for Amazon. So how I do Amazon is like if it's a toy, like just yesterday, we had a toy that's like, it's in its packaging, but you can touch the toy. It's like a squishy. So, or like a squishmallow, or things like that, that they're like, you can grab them. They're not in like a closed, like a Barbie doll is in like a box, you know? So those type of things that are, you can touch them, I would polybag it. And then you want to put the label on the polybag. But if you can scan the barcode like through the polybag, you don't have to put the barcode. Like I'm more like, if I can scan it, I'm good. But if you really, really want to be sure, just print the label and put it on the barcode. Because with Walmart, it's not like Amazon where they have an FN SKU, that the FN SKU is like the ASIN. They don't have that on Walmart. So the barcode, the label you're putting is the actual like barcode. Like Amazon doesn't want to see barcodes. They have their own like system. Walmart, they don't care. Like they want to scan this barcode. So the label is just a barcode. It's not like a special, some people are like, oh, so it's like my own label. It's like, no, it's just the barcode so that they could scan it. Because sometimes in the polybag kind of like, it kind of like crumbles and it gets kind of like you can't see the barcode because it's the plastic, so the barcode, helps you scan it. So yeah, long answer.
Another question stuck in here.
Yeah.
How do you get seller support over the phone as a 3P seller on Walmart?
Right. You can open a case, but if you want, but if you want the phone number, I put it somewhere, right there. The only way I got the number is I think I sent them a case and then they gave me the number. So you can just call them. It's like, I'm not sure the hours, but it's like 9 to 5, like regular hours, and an American will actually get the phone. Just when you call, it's going to say, is this seller fulfilled, or like the system will say, seller fulfilled or Walmart fulfilled. Don't press seller fulfilled because it'll hang up on you. Just say Walmart fulfilled, regardless if it is either or. Just say Walmart fulfilled, and then you'll get a person. And their support is good. Sometimes like nobody will get the phone, and like it'll just ring, and it'll hang up on you, and I'm like, call again, and then I'll get somebody. But they're super helpful. Like they'll figure it out. They'll open a case for you. Like they help you, which is nice.
So you can list the item straight from the Walmart app?
No. No. You just, some people get creative. I've seen a seller, she'll go to the store and she'll bring the laptop and like a scanner, and she'll like in the aisle, like list the thing on the laptop. So that you can do that. I'm not gonna do that, but you could, you do you. But you can need an iPad, whatever, but yeah, there's no like, you can do it on your phone, you could, but you'd have to open it like on Google Chrome. It's like this small, and you have to like zoom in, press the button, it's weird. So I don't do it, so, because it's not neat,
How you do your photo
Good question. So for private label, so I don't do private label, but I'll tell you the little bit that I know. But
Arbitrage, let's say,
oh,